right, spawning here in the top left, the Zzzero Kano. And he's playing alongside the tournament organizer down here in the bottom right, Flizzardo as that Protoss. And they're up against, here in the bottom left, about middle left, Pepe as the Zerg. And not last but not least, the Polish player Bonyth in the top right as Protoss. And he is like such a good player. This is going to get scary, especially because we've got 1v1s, right? Like they're on the other side of the map. So there's going to be a lot of 1v1 action to begin with. And then gradually as the game progresses, they'll be able to assist each other in a multitude of ways.
It looks like he's
Bonyth going to hop over.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, as we saw from Fliz when Kano mentioned it's going to be 1v1, Fliz was obviously not happy having to 1v1 Bonyth PvP. That can't be a nice feeling. Oh,
he failed the jump though. I mean, that's something.
Yeah.
Costs a little bit of minerals every time you try that out. You're not getting the full refund, so it's like, you know.
Yeah,
he's down 60 minutes. Well, he's down 30 minerals because he's not going to cancel it because he wants to make gates, right?
Yeah, it's a third, isn't it? So would it be exactly a third you get back? I mean, that you lose?
Well, I think it's...
Or is it 25? It might be 25.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
30% or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to go and check because I actually don't know for sure. I know it's roughly 30%.
Yeah, we don't cancel buildings. Yeah. I mean, yeah,
you get the full refund for units and stuff, but not buildings.
And upgrades, yeah. Right, so Fliz coming in here. Yeah, I was going to say, like, seeing the bad news.
Fliz is already like, oh, this is going to get all kinds of spicy up in here.
Yeah, because he knows his ally's going to get 2v1, so it's kind of up to Fliz to be killing Bonyth.
But he might be able to put pressure onto Bonyth, Fliz that is. He might be able to come in here with his own 2 gates and see what he can get done. He could also kill this pylon on the wall where the minerals are to force Bonyth to build another pylon to keep those gateways powered. So there's options.
Yeah, I mean, surely Fliz should be at... Okay. But yeah, I mean, he should be able to kill him, right? Or is there distance... I guess
it's a reasonably long rush distance because he's kind of wrapped around, right? It's like a lot longer rush distance than some maps, not by a massive margin, but yeah, it is like an extra 8 seconds or so to get in there.
Yeah, that's why I guess he dropped the pylon in. Just shame he didn't have time to cancel a gate. Get these gates a bit faster.
We got Pepe sending out Zerglings already. It's like Kano playing super defensive, just going to be turtling with a cannon, sort of sunken here, but he's getting cannoned by Bonyth gradually. Like he's got a forge in his main to help defend against Flizz's counter attack, and he's going to also be pushing with cannons to kind of try and checkmate Kano here, so the sunkens are irrelevant.
Yeah, I'm sort of okay. There's the sun. I wonder how that when that comes up.
I think you have to push down sunkens to the bottom of your layer here, maybe even 2.
Yeah, I mean, 2 would kind of be nicer, wouldn't it? Because they're going to be able to target 1, or they will target 1.
Well, he's putting 1 in the back here. I'm not sure about that placement. Maybe it should have been further down, but it's not terrible, I guess. Sunken's going to finish, but it's super low on HP. They're trying to finish it off. They actually don't finish it off, but it will not matter because the Zerglings are going to clear out the cannon. They've actually stopped the rush.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't terrible at all.
No, this is really, really good.
The only thing I don't like is the placement of that creep behind the minerals, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, he's even pretty far ahead in tech.
And look at Fliz inside of the base here, putting a lot of pressure, forcing the probes to come off the line. Hang on a second, this is looking really good for Team Fliz and Kano all of a sudden.
Yeah, we thought...
use the Zealots to kill a cannon temporarily and then back off again.
We thought it was going to be Bonyth kind of rushing, but Fliz kind of flipped everything on its head.
Yeah, this is working out really good for Flizz's team so far. They're just going to tap out.
Yeah, nothing... Who hasn't even got a gateway?
I mean, how cool is that? Like, you're 1 game up against Bonyth's team already. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, man.
Setting the tempo of this series.
Well, Fliz 1v1 Bonyth, didn't he?
Yeah. It makes sense that Bonyth would struggle to hold the counterattack. I mean, you got 2 gates and you're going to push cannons. Like, there's not a lot Bonyth can do to shut that down unless Fliz makes a big mistake.
Yeah, I think sort of early on, Fliz was only producing like 1 Zealot out of the 2 gates. I think he sort of opted more to get that forge up and the cannons as soon as possible. I guess, you know, didn't need like an army of Zealots. He had 3, didn't he?
I mean, if you do go Zealots, Bonyth can just probe drill you and you can't kill the cannons in the main. It kind of gives a win condition to Bonyth, right? Whereas pushing your own cannons makes a lot of sense.
Yep, no, I like that idea.
Nice, man.
Right, so Bonyth Keke chose this one. I don't actually...
Fowie?
Yeah, is that...
I don't even know how you say it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too many vowels, isn't it?
Fowie sounds better, but it's not right.
Yeah, what was it? F-A-O-I or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, that we don't even know how it's spelled, so how we're going to pronounce it. Yeah, okay. Right,
let's get it. Alright, spawning here in the top left, the Zug, Kepe Pepe. His teammate in the top right. Top versus bottom, Bonyth as Protoss. So in the bottom right, Kano playing Zug, and the tournament organizer in the bottom, Flizzardo as Protoss.
Yeah, it's going to be a much more standard game, of course, just a big open map here. I don't know if that's better or worse for the players.
That's a good question. I mean, I would have to give a slight advantage to Bonyth because it's going to be harder to 2v1 him. Because there's, you know, not double close spawns or anything like that. But we'll see what happens. I mean, and there's the second gas in the main base underneath the temple, so things could get a little bit spicy with the tech tree as well.
Yeah, we've kind of got like cross map for the races, so oftentimes you're going to find sort of a double PVZ here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit harder for Fliz to get up there with his Zealots to help Kano do pressure to Bonyth and vice versa. So I imagine this will be a little bit of a slower game to start.
Yep. The big changes will be where the Zealots choose to go, because you can still choose to go cross map, or you can choose to go attack the Zog, or you can choose to save your ally. So, you know, kind of all the options are there, really.
Yeah. It seems like pull gas from both of the Zergs. So, still playing a little bit aggressive, wanting to opt for map control here.
Yeah, both going for 9 pull. Not very standard, but definitely can be done. You see it a lot more.
It used to be done, right? Like, I mean, like long time ago, like 15, 20 years ago, everyone was going 9 pull speed in 2v2 once upon a time in the Pro League, but yeah, it's a lot more dynamic now.
Yeah, it's just kind of tough because 9 pull against when you're going against the Protoss, it doesn't do any damage these days because Protoss know the exact timing. So you got the 1 Zealot you bring, 3 probes is ideal, and then it's just easy to hold. So that's why I feel like you don't really see it too much. And then Zerg versus Zerg, then you know 9 pull is going to be behind most build. No one's going 12 hatch these days.
Right.
So.
Oh, probe trying to slip past the Zerglings here, getting a confirmation scout on whether or not he's going to continue mining gas or if he's going to make a safety sunken. So it's good to get some confirmation here of what's going on inside Kano's base.
Yeah, definitely important scout because the Overlord of his ally won't be getting into Zerg's base for a long time. So you definitely want to know if he's going for lair or whatnot.
And on the flip side, Fliz coming in here with his probe, spots the safety sunken, no more gas being mined, so...
Well, there's one on gas, that's what I'm a bit confused about.
That's a little bit interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess he's going to make that layer in a second here, that's why he's made the safety sunken. Does slow down his economy a lot, having to build a sunken there. It kind of messes up 2 of the mineral patches.
Right, Fliz opting for the counter, and then we've got a 2v1 against Kano here.
That's a great catch on the Zealot from Kano as well. Now there's only 2 Zealots. This is much more manageable.
Yeah, sunken Sunken being made. Fizz going for the counter.
Yeah, I don't think the counter's going to do too much for Fliz here with the Sunken in the mineral line, but I guess he could wall him in at least.
Yeah, exactly. And then they sort of be even in a way. And they're both, both walling in the Zergs.
Yeah, kind of gets compensation. And it looks like we're going to see a hatchery push to the ramp from Kano, so we can eventually Sunken that up and defend that. He knows he's up against a fast lair, so it does make it awkward because he's going to have to build a lot of spores at multiple locations to eventually stabilize. Oh, he slips out some of the Zerglings. Blizz coming down here and helping out in a big way. Suddenly, Bonyth's going to have to tuck behind the minerals to get good trades, and two of the Zealots are a little bit stranded. One of them going down quite quickly. A little bit of uncharacteristic miss micro there from Bonyth. He's not trading that optimally at all right now.
No. Good decision making by Team Fizz Kano, I think. Let the Zealots work, not lose these lings. It was really important to break him out as well because he's got no lair, so.
Yeah, ideally, Kano's going to kill that low HP Zealot behind the mineral line now as well. That's good. If he catches these lings, that's actually pretty huge. Wow. We got Dragoon Tech from both sides. Bonyth's a little bit ahead of schedule. Spire going down now for Keke Pepe as well. It's going to be 3-gate Goon from Fliz. A little bit slower Dragoons, but more production. Bonyth still just on 2 gateways. He's going to be teching up into Templar. So he's going to be staying on just 2 gateways for now.
Yeah, this will be tough. I mean, it's a good Sim City. Ish. There's a lot of units
are tanking, and they can kill this other Sunken that's being made on the periphery. Pretty good surface area on the pool as well as the Sunken. Maybe they can break this. I mean, the pool's going to go down as well. The other Sunken is super low. Bonyth coming in to desperately try and help his ally. Not sure it's going to be enough, though. It looks like Fliz and Kano are going to do so much damage to Keke Pepe here.
Yeah, that's right. Good decision making by that team. Not quite enough sunks, really. You know.
Yeah. Especially making the second sunk on the outside of your Sim City is just asking for trouble. Yeah,
absolutely. Bonyth didn't quite have enough either. He sort of lost all of his Zealots trying to block in the Zerg. Didn't quite have enough to help. It's one of the situations as well. He can't preemptively help because he might be the one being attacked. They don't know.
Yeah, you kind of need perfect scouting information, and he lost control over the ramp of Kano, so there's not really any way he could have done much there. Link's going to try and get a bit of a surround on those drones, see if he can pick up a couple of them. Keke Pepe doesn't even have enough for another hatchery, so he needs to kind of keep these drones alive and maybe get back to mining in the top left eventually. But it's a bit of an ask, because it's going to be a while before Bonyth can even come down this ramp. You have to wait for those DTs.
Yeah, we do have an Overlord, though.
Yeah, I get you can't really snipe the Overlord without losing a lot as well, right?
Yeah, he'll never be able to with only 2 goons.
So I think they think that Bonyth is going Reaver, but he's actually not doing that, at least not for a while. I mean, he's making the Robo now, but the Reaver's a long way off. I guess he could make a shuttle. He could also try and take that island base at the 3 o'clock with that shuttle and try and get an expansion that way. It's a bit of a semi-island with the temples blocking. Keke Pepe out of the game, though. Elimination. So Bonyth has to do some damage soon, trying to catch up. DT's making their way down to the bottom right, but there's a Sunken, an Overlord, and some of Flizzardo's infantry there. So these DTs shouldn't be that successful at all.
Yeah, I'm imagining Bonyth is going to GG out. This is normally just like, I've gone up to DT tech. I'll see if it works.
But he's actually getting inside. Bit of a mistake. There's no Overlord inside. He has to quickly float this one down before critical damage is done. Luckily, they're going to eventually clean this up, but he needs to maybe run these drones before losing too many. What blade cuts through them like butter.
Yeah, I mean, I see no chance here. I mean, yeah, he's going to go for the drop. Not a DT drop, though, but that's going to be...
I think he should take the island and just try and play it out, but I don't think he's going to win. I think he's too far. It's nice that he got a few drones. It's better than nothing. Like, realistically, he should have been able to stop those DTs getting in at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of surprised they let him out. You would have thought you just sort of pop the Overlord a bit closer and just hold your army here. But I guess they were scared of Reaver, actually, thinking about it, wasn't it? So it doesn't matter about holding him.
Yeah, I don't know if... I mean, I guess they could go for... Bonyth could go for Flizz here. There's not a lot in Flizz's main base. So this army of Bonyth could... He's got to have a DT on the ramp, I guess, to shut it down. Since there's no observer yet for Bonyth. He's making one now, but it'll take so long to actually get there.
Yeah, sort of Flizz kind of just recognising this. They just need to hold it out. There's no need to put on pressure, and I don't have the tech to deal with the DTs anyway. There's one DT kind of saving the day.
I wonder when this game was played, because Bonyth had a bit of a bad time in BSL recently, and he said he was having a migraine. I wonder if he was having a migraine during this series as well.
Well, I don't think he did anything wrong this series, so you know, I think he's playing good, isn't he? It's just it's kind of got counter-builded in a way. You know,
well, that's what's so interesting about it, is because Bonyth individually is just a better player than these two guys, but they work so well as a team, whereas Bonyth not fully aware of all the possibilities of 2v2. Kind of relying heavily on his micro and stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, he didn't know if he was going to be attacked, but it's a nice situation if you had some sort of scouting on the map to see where they're going, and
yeah, and here he can use the Scourge to snipe the observer. Would be super sick. He has a pair of Scourge somewhere, I think, but he hasn't actually come down to the bottom left. That's a bit of a mistake from Kano. Should have brought these Scourge down to the bottom left to snipe the observer, but it's okay. It's going to allow Bonyth to get inside the main base. There's not a lot here to defend. They're going to try and counterattack Bonyth as a last resort, but Bonyth will do a lot of damage inside the main base of Flizz here.
It looks like they're both just going for the full-on counter.
DT's on the ramp. Overlord's nearby, but needs to move into a better position.
Very Archon hold here, sort of predicting the future.
Yeah. So Flizz is in a lot of trouble, but they can counterattack and do a lot of damage. He can, yeah, re-expand up there, take all the probes up to that top left now. Just take a look at the ramp. So he's got the Overlord just moving into position. They should be able to break this and be fine. There are two Archons, which will obviously help out a lot against the Mulus in the sky, but this is a lot of Zealot Goon Ling as well. I don't think Bonyth holds against this.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Bonyth. I mean, he did much better than I thought already.
Yeah, probes coming off the line to help body block and do what they can, but it's not going to be enough. They are kind of glitching out the DTs of Flizz a little bit. It's giving him a better trade than maybe he should be getting. But I think he will eventually clean up Bonyth here. All the gateways are now unpowered besides one.
Yeah, I mean, this was a terrific hold, to be honest, with so little. I mean, obviously...
the meters!
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't hold, but he traded so much better than I thought he would.
Yeah. I think a lot of players would just be straight up dead here, whereas he managed to turn into a little bit of a fighting chance.
Yeah, because of this kind of SimCity, it's actually really good from Protoss. It really funnels in the enemy.
He's only making units from one gateway right now, but... yeah. Oh no, two gateways, my bad. He's got the other pylon. He should be making 2 gateways worth of units.
I mean, that's kind of mad that they only end up with 4 mutas. I thought they were just trading like and hardly lose like a single unit, but...
One of the best trades we've seen in a long time. And now the army of Bonyth has gotten down to the bottom right from before. There's not a lot on the ramp. Is there a way that Bonyth somehow makes a king comeback here? There is a lot of Lings and Sunken to block, but the Archons will help out against any mutas that come to defend this. This is a crazy game.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. I have no idea how he's pulling this off, but yeah, there's just nothing to defend.
He should be able to kill all the probes so that there's not much in it for Bonyth in terms of continuation, but maybe Bonyth can still kill off Kano with this force that he's already got out on the map. Lots of Sunkens being made by Kano, just trying to buy some time and sandbag this army of Bonyth. He won't be able to recover once this army has died, so he just needs to defend while Flizz is mining in that top left to get back online as well.
Yeah, if he just targets the Archons down, it should be GG for this army.
Yeah, you should just manually target the Archons with the Sunkens, and then you got a couple of mutas to clean up the rest.
Yeah, I don't think he is, but it should. Maybe it's still fun anyway. I mean, this is a lot of Sunkens.
Yeah, look at the drill on the Archon and Zealots. It's helping out a lot here. It should be all dead. Well, Bonyth made this a lot closer than it should have been, but they've still done it. GG. Wow. 2-0 up, Fliz and Kano against Bonyth's team. You gotta respect it, man. That's a feel-good moment.
Yeah, kind of all just came down to that timing attack, wasn't it? With the Lings and Zealots, and then Pepe just didn't quite have enough.
Yeah, I feel like if he's going to try and hold with only 2 Sunkens, the other Sunken has to be tucked in more.
Yeah.
And even then, maybe 3 is more ideal.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. Those situations are really tough. You know, the enemy's broken out. You know they're coming out. You don't know where they're going, and you don't really also know, you know, how all in are they going to be. How many Sunkens do I need to make? Do I, you know, presuming I'm going to make Lings, so I might need to help my ally. And yeah, it's just sometimes you just, those few seconds, you know, because it's all very hectic in that moment. And yeah, you just kind of regret it 30 seconds later, being like, oh, I should have made, you know, 1 or 2 more Sunkens and everything would have been okay. But yeah, it's just hard to think in those moments, so very sort of crystal clear.
Yeah, it's usually about who climbs the ladder of chaos better. That usually decides the 2v2.
The update.
So what map have we got next? Avalon. I don't think we've seen loads of Avalon so far.
But like,
is this the only game of Avalon we've seen, or has there been like one other game on Avalon? I can't remember. Maybe one I didn't cast.
Yeah, no, I don't remember it being played, to be honest. No. Yeah, no.
It's kind of weird because you've got this like back alley which is blocked off right on the ramps, so if you open that up you can actually gain access to pretty much the entire map around the back.
Yeah, definitely a funky map. I'm guessing this is an old school map as well.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even...
Most of the maps are pretty old school.
I don't even remember it too much like back in the day, so...
No.
Yeah, not very much used map, so... Yeah, curious why they chose this. Maybe this is why they chose it, you know, like maybe Bonyth has played this map and he knows that, you know, not many other people have, so he can get an advantage out of that.
It can be a good way of getting a cheeky win on the board if you just play a map that no one else is practicing on.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a strategy these tournaments. Alright, see if Bonyth and Keke can start climbing back.
Let's get it. Spawning in the bottom left as the Zerg, Keke Pepe. And his teammate in the top right as Protoss, Bonyth. They're currently 2-0 down, need to start their comeback now. And they're going to be facing off here, tournament organizer Flizzardo in the top left as Protoss. And his teammate in the bottom right as Kano.
Right, should be interesting to see what the Zergs open up with. Is our first cross map game? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Oh, yeah, well, the first one...
teammates are cross map.
Yeah, first game was cross map, but then that was funky game because...
and the second one was top versus bottom.
Yeah.
With the Protoss being... the respective races being cross.
Yeah, so kind of a different game state each game, so that always makes things spicy.
Yeah, it's not like game breaking, but it does change how you want to approach it and maybe what build order choice you want to go for to optimize spawn locations a bit.
Yeah, because as we saw last game, you know, Blizz sort of had the choice. They were sort of they I don't know why they weren't out on the map, but Blizz had to choose because the enemy had already grouped up. So if Blizz had to choose, do I help or do I counter? And he sort of did a bit of both. He sort of countered by blocking the Zerg ramp, and then he went to help to break his Zerg out.
Right. Well, Bonyth's build is slightly better optimized than Flizz's. Gateway's a little bit quicker, pro production's a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if that's just because of spawn positions, maybe having slightly better mineral optimizations here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a mineral upset. Can't speak today. Optimizations. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Bonyth knows, you know, all the ways to optimize and which probes to put the minerals on, because it's never obvious which probes to actually put the minerals on.
No, it's, unless you play the map like a crazy amount, it's kind of impossible to know. Okay, got a hatchery going towards the ramp here from Kano. A little bit more of a defensive posture. 2-gate from both of the Protoss players. Nothing too crazy, but already getting Zerglings out on the map is KK Pepe, opting for a more map control style. Just getting that 9 pool speed out nice and early. Will be a sunken placed here, but it's not the most optimally placed. It might be able to be exploited ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think he just wants to cover the hatch here. It does cover everything.
Yeah, I think you can still hit the hatchery with like 2 or 3 lings from the top left corner, but it's pretty much covering.
Where did the first Celot go? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, this wants to help out Kano optimize against this defense here. Oh, sorry, Bonyth coming in here to help out, take the ramp against Kano, I meant.
I mean, get control of the ramp, but they can't do too much with it.
Do you not want to do blue versus red?
Yeah, I was actually getting a bit confused about the colours.
Sometimes it's hard to tell the Protosses apart when they've got weird colors.
Yeah. Yeah, so
okay.
Just going for the counter.
Well, he's doing good damage already onto the Zealot of Bonyth here, so this could start to stack up. Because Bonyth's committed Zealots to trying to help out against Kano. He's holding as well. He definitely can kill that hatchery out of the range of the sunken. So yeah, maybe that'll be put on a clock here if they can keep breaking up, but Probe's already going down for Bonyth. More Zealots coming in as well from Flizz.
Yeah, good target fire by Flizz.
Yeah. He needs to be careful not to be too wasteful with these Zealots, because he can do a lot of damage here to Bonyth. But Bonyth has such good micro that if you give him a tiny inch, he's going to take a mile.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like... Yeah.
Yeah. 2 of the Zealots on Bonyth's side, really low HP, but Flizz rightfully backs away though. He's not quite got the micro to keep up with Bonyth.
Yeah, I mean, because he went to get those probes, you know, his Zealots got hit quite a lot, so which is fine, you know. Definitely good to be ahead. Well, somehow Bonyth is still ahead on probes.
Ooh, yeah, he's been doing a good probe production, and look at this. Great target firing from KK Pepe. He's coming here, abusing the fact that Flizz was out on the map, killed a lot of probes. There's now 8 probes for Flizz and 19 for Bonyth. And Bonyth is one of those guys, we talked about it in previous casts, how he'll just keep making probes. Like, he won't stop when a lot of players will. He'll just keep making those things.
Yeah, normally it's ideal. Wow.
Ooh, a little bit of an overstepping from Kano there. Tries to squeeze in with some Zerglings and loses them anyway. More and more Zerglings for KK Pepe. Trying to get into that main base. No Zealots to block them, so more probes probably going to go down here.
Yeah, just opts to run them out, which is fine once Ling's already in. It's just kind of a shame. All these Zealots are just running around.
Yeah, they're not really getting value out of them.
I think they lost their advantage, like, really hard now.
If Flizz had just slightly better micro, he would have done more damage to Bonyth, and it wouldn't have been so bad. But as it stands, Bonyth slightly ahead of, well, quite a bit ahead of Flizz, but also Kano a bit ahead of Pepe. Because over on the Zerg side, I mean, he's just got enough to pump out Zerglings on 2 hatcheries, and that's about it. There's nothing else going for him.
Yeah, still going for this Templar tech is Bonyth, not opting to get like, heavy goons, which would be a lot more normal.
Yeah, I think once he gets his Muta tech online, things will be a bit better for Fliz and Kano here, but Fliz being this far behind will make it harder for him to scale with Bonyth. And I feel like they're going to start collapsing on him now, trying to exploit this moment of weakness where Fliz isn't really able to pump out non-stop units and get his infrastructure online.
Yeah, it's going for a lot of infrastructure off very few probes.
Yeah, I think they can definitely... I even think that Fliz might need a battery on the ramp here.
Yeah,
there's a counterattack actually from Kano into the main base of Bonyth. This could do a lot of damage. This is very good. He's actually going to target fire on that Nexus, force the probes to come off the line. He's going to ignore the probes and just go for the kill on the Nexus. There will be enough money to replace it, but it's going to really sandbag Bonyth in this game. Bonyth, though, doing a lot of compensation. The shield battery's too late on the ramp, and this is kind of negating killing the Nexus here, because even though Bonyth's not going to be mining, he's going to replace that Nexus, and it will be online in enough time to still be ahead of Fliz, who's losing a lot of stuff here. Desperately trying to recharge these Zealots, but not trading effectively enough. A lot of these probes are going to go down.
Yeah, 2 Zealots on the way. Or more of a Ling Flood. Kano just looking to finish Bonyth.
Well, that's the win condition here, because if Kano can kill Bonyth, Kano can beat Pepe, right?
Yeah, because of the tech advantage.
So they can just trade the Protosses off the board and then simplify the game position. Bonyth still has enough to replace this Nexus, so he's not out of it yet. It's losing a lot of probes, but he's already got plenty. So he's still going to be in this game. Kano trying to do a lot of heavy lifting and hasn't done the job yet. Bonyth will survive.
Yeah, Fliz does not, unfortunately. Just 1 Zealot left and a handful of probes.
Well, maybe the Mutas can finish off here. There is a DT in the back of the base of Kano, going to be maybe trying to slip in and could kill this Spire before there's a response. Like, once the Mutas show up in the main base of Bonyth, he could either kill the Spire or maybe kill a drone or 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Probes evacuating.
Kano is definitely aware, though, of this DT.
Yeah, he can't kill all the drones, just get like the 2 or 3 bottom patches worth of drones and then go after the Spire. Mutas are kind of out on the map, so the Spire actually might go down because he's chasing probes in the center. He's bringing it back now. He actually should hold. He's going to kill this.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Fliz is like, he has a 400, I'm sure he's going to rebuild that Nexus. And he's absolutely right. Although he's only got 4 probes now, so it's going to be much harder for him to recover in this game. I mean, and Kano is leaps and bounds ahead of Keke Pepe. So I have to give a bit of an advantage to them for that reason. I don't think he's killing Keke Pepe. There's going to be a lot of spores and what have you to chew through. But I mean, you know, Kano could just expand here and make sure Bonyth never comes back online. I think he should have it.
Yeah, I agree they've got the advantage, but as you were saying, it's not a win yet, because
No.
of the defense and things, you know, both on one base. Quite a big, yeah, he's got a 4 Muta flock.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Kano just needs to expand and consolidate his lead over Keke Pepe here, while also scouting for potential Nexus from Bonyth. Bonyth's going to open up these temples in the back lane here.
Yeah, he still
DT.
Still doesn't be able to get out, can he? The minerals block,
maybe
or?
There's still a tiny hole. I think there's like a 1 hex tile he can get through. I'm not sure. I could be mistaken.
Guess we'll find out in about 5 minutes. We're gonna slowly break through. Okay.
Oh, he's going to try and abuse the spore placement because there's only 1 spore covering the back mineral line. Can't go too deep, but you know, he can come in, snipe a drone or 2, really delay the economy of Keke Pepe, making it harder to come back, and can get a tactical snipe on the spawning pool at least. This is such a bizarre game.
Yeah. I wonder where his probes are.
He's got 1 hiding out in the bottom left.
Yeah, and there's 2 more somewhere. Wondering when he's
Is it in the top left? Is those probes moving up there?
Oh, yeah.
There they are.
Okay.
He's going to take that base up there. Oh, he's going to break him. I mean, the Spire's not done yet, but I don't think he should break the other spores. He should just, you know, attack the gas, because this spore will not help this gas, so he can just kill the gas off, and then eventually KK Pepe will never catch up if he has to keep remaking more and more spores. But I mean, there's a couple of units for Kano to handle in his main base as well, so it's forcing Lings. Really think that Kano needs to find a time to get expansion. Scourge connections on quite a lot of mutas now, just 6 remaining. Has killed that gas off to slow down KK Pepe's ability to get forward and develop in this game, but has lost so many mutas in the process.
Yeah, it's kind of that distraction by Bonyth, so yeah, kind of forcing the multitasking by Kano, and he just, yeah.
Oh, the DT killed the expanding drone in the natural as well.
Such an annoying set of DTs.
Wait, I think KK Pepe is expanding into Bonyth's natural.
Mental.
It's going to be scouted. It's kind of hilarious because, I mean, it'll take forever, but if Bonyth can somehow eventually get this Nexus finished, he has his infrastructure still alive, right? Like, he's got all these gateways and tech still online.
Yeah, and this is good tech as well to be having against computers.
It kind of does force Kano to come in here and kill this off. Like, he needs to deny this expansion of KK and also shut down the infrastructure of Bonyth so that Bonyth can't just come back online again.
What I'm doing is Scourge Muta.
I guess he tried to dive onto the mutas with the rest of the Scourge, and maybe he killed the Scourge.
Yeah, maybe, because I mean, this is a lot of mutas still. Last time I checked, he only had 6, so it's like he didn't really lose any.
Yeah, the first pack of Scourge did damage, but I think the second pack got dealt with. And this is great. This is what Kano needs to do. Just take an expansion, consolidate your lead. Maybe he should be sending out like 1 muta across the map to find this expansion of Bonyth and shut it down. And the Overlord's trickling in there now to spot that. He doesn't need to commit all of his mutas to this. It might be safer to just send 1, but does mean he can kill Scourge if they come up here, which I think some Scourge are on this one. Those mutas aren't going to help him.
Oh.
Bonyth's got 1 probe and enough to make 1 more. He's pretty dead. GT though could find some kills in the natural. Maybe kill some of the drones here of Kano. Muta's making their way into the main base while he's distracted cleaning up the forces of Bonyth. Trying to go over a few drones, but he's going to lose his own mutas in this game. I don't think this is enough damage to Kano, you know. I think that Kano is doing it. I think he's going to win this game.
Yeah. I mean, he was quite far ahead, but he still did really well to actually win this. There was an opportunity.
Yeah. There was definitely an opportunity for like Bonyth to run distraction and like make you know, a blunder occur from Kano where he suddenly loses the game.
Yeah, that's it.
Gradually,
and give his ally KK that time to sort of pick up, try to expand. Like I did like this, and I like the fact that Bonyth hid like so well over here rather than just making it clear and obvious.
Yeah, it was a nice effort from Bonyth and KK Pepe, but Kano's just too good, man. He understands what he needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. But they definitely pulled him in every direction, like literally, you know, all the ways across the map while getting counterattacked, denying the expansion. So yeah, really good play by Team KK Bonyth. But yeah, I think it was just too much. Like you said, Kano just knew all the options and shut them all down. Yeah.
GG is called. You really got to take your hat off to Fliz and Kano, man. They're a seriously sick 2v2 team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. Be shutting down Bonyth KK in 3-0 in a best of 5 like that is definitely impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of like in chess where when you're ahead you just need to simplify the position by trading pieces of the board, and Fliz traded himself off the board with Bonyth to help Kano figure out the win condition.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good trade, isn't it?
Yeah.
No disrespect to Fliz, obviously, just massive respect to Bonyth in that statement.
That's the thing. Bonyth makes everyone look bad in terms of micro. So the fact that if you can trade yourself for Bonyth, I think most people on the planet would take that trade unless you're a Korean pro gamer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in shock that it was 3-0. I never would have expected a 3-0 there. I thought
Well,
it was,
same.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm blown away.
it was close, so it wasn't like a complete walkover, but still, they did get him in every single game.
Definitely a superior team, though. Like, the chemistry of the team. Like, individually, I think they're worse players than Bonyth. But as a package, they certainly seem to outsmart him at every turn and always have the answer at, nailing down what win condition they need to go for.
Yeah, I think the knowledge from Kano in for 2v2 is incredibly high. So he just knows all the options, and then Flizz pulled his weight as well. So that's what made it difficult for the other team. They don't have both of them don't have as much knowledge as Kano in 2v2.
Right. He seems really good. I don't know a lot about Kano, only from what you've told me and from the games we've seen in this tournament. But yeah, he seems like one of the best 2v2 players so far in terms of his knowledge. Yeah,
I would say he's one of the smarter Zergs out there. Because everyone sort of has their strengths, and to me, Kano is the sort of person you can't catch him out. So that's where his game knowledge is really superior. I can't really speak for his mutant micro because he often goes for sort of later muters. So it was looking good, it was looking fine, but I wouldn't say his strength is a mutant micro, but it's definitely not bad. But his strength is definitely the knowledge.
I mean, I kind of want GosuFear and Zzzero to win because I feel like those two against Flizz and Kano might be some of the best PZ VPZ we'll ever see.
Why is that? Why are you thinking that?
Well, GosuFear and Zzzero have a lot of natural chemistry. I would say more so, a lot more than Bonyth and Keke did. So even though Zzzero and GosuFear aren't as good as Bonyth, I feel like they'll be a much better match for Kano Flizz.
Okay. Right, well, we're about to find out.
But maybe Sting's got a tight enough collar on Hellscream to take the win.
Yeah, as long as he keeps telling him to wait, that was the win condition, wasn't it?
He's got to yank back on that leash and stop him from going crazy.
Yeah, well, okay. Let me update. Right, so it's Sting, L versus Zzzero.
GosuFear.
Okay, next best of 5 series.
Spawning here in the top left. Hellscream. His teammate in the top right. Playing Terran, a little bit of an unorthodox thing these days, Sting. And they're going to be going up against, in the bottom right here, Zzzero, Mr. Bombastic himself, as Zerg. Playing alongside, on the bottom left, GosuFear as Protoss. So top versus bottom, but basically 2 1v1s, unless these guys want to proxy right off the start.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried. It looks like GosuFear doesn't know the map. Zzero's telling him it's 2 1v1s, and GosuFear was asking why, and so that's kind of it's scary to see if because this is a map that you do need to know.
Yeah, this could really bite them because this is one of the maps you kind of have to know, or you're in a lot of trouble. There's so many possible shenanigans that can occur, especially in the mid game.
What is this?
Is he gonna proxy hatch?
I think so.
What is he doing with this drone?
Yeah, like I imagine he got seen.
I think he did get seen, but was he paying attention is another question.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily notice on the minimap, like these guys aren't pro gamers. Sometimes they'll be in autopilot mode.
Yeah.
Figuring out the map and not actually looking.
Yeah, and you're not even expecting, you just send your probe out, you're not actually expecting to see something here. So, yeah, like you're saying, you might just not have noticed. You might have sort of seen something on the map, but like, what was that? They can guess yourself.
Yeah, for sure. But he should now be suspicious. I mean, he's in the main base, sees no pool, no overlord being made. He's a good enough player. He should figure out there's something amiss. Ooh, thought he was going to
Almost.
block that pull there for a second, but didn't quite get that. Gas, quick gas from Sting. Definitely wants to be teching up a little bit here prematurely.
Yeah, I would imagine this is probably going to be Wraith play, just mainly because of the map sort of situation, and
it's actually really good for Wraiths, especially because he can wall in with just 2 buildings. It feels clean to do this for Terran.
Yeah, has got an SCV, so he does see what's going on. So he's against sort of a slower play by Zzzero. It's not going to be any early pressure. I imagine he's not even going to probably get a Marine.
He will eventually make one.
Yeah,
but
eventually.
He won't make it right away. He's going to optimize his build order so he can place the factory super quick and be really optimized behind it.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interesting to see how this proxy hatch will work out. I mean, yeah, it looks like GosuFear is not really aware.
Man, he saw it but just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but where did it go is the question.
Yeah, but I don't think he saw it though, you know? Like, I don't think he actually paid attention. The thing is though, he should know that it's a proxy hatch based on what he scouted in the main base of Hellscream. He should know, because he saw no overlord being made, pull was super late. Like, it should be obvious.
Yeah, but you know, he also might have brought back this hatch and been making it somewhere else, like actually like in its expansion or lane or something.
Yeah, well, there are some Zerg builds where you'll hide the proxy hatch in your own main base or something as well, just to kind of obfuscate what you're doing. But in 2v2, I think that's a little bit less common.
Yeah, this is one of those things you've got to watch out against when you're playing against Hellscreams. He will do something funky, like most of the time. But keep on your toes.
He's making 2 sunks back at home as well, his Hellscream. He's got 2 tucked in sunks. Wow, one of them's already made. There's that 2-pot Wraith. We're not surprised to see that at all. It's such a good build on this map and with this configuration.
Yeah, just getting the sunken at front because, yeah, just to
Dodge your timing, yeah. Well, if you know he's going tech, you basically have to make the creep at around 3 minutes 30. But it's a longer rush distance, so he could have delayed that a bit more. But he just wants to be safe.
I think this is what Hellscream was looking for to happen. Get these zealots in, and yet great reaction time, I think.
What's on the ramp here for GosuFear?
Yeah, just one zealot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And he's getting goons. He's in trouble. Like, he's not even going to have units to defend against this in time.
Yeah, so
I mean, the zealot's alive. It's something.
yeah. I thought he would stay in this wall situation, but he brings it back to his probes.
I think he's just counterattacking with his zealots trying to kill drones. Oh man, this is rough.
Yeah, this is rough.
I think they're gonna kick themselves when they see the replay. Vulture's even coming in here with the Nada trick of just landing the barracks to drill these over.
Yeah, shame we missed that. I mean, they got here fast, so I imagine he almost did that in one.
Seems like they must have done that in one, yeah. This is just like a I don't know the map loss, but honestly, he could have defended against this had he, actually noticed that drone, kept his zealots on the ramp, would have bought time for the dragoons to finish, and he would at least be in a lot better shape than this.
Yeah, I mean, as I said from the get-go, I was worried about the fact that GosuFear just didn't know the map, and opposed to that, Hellscream and Thing had a whole game plan going on. So,
yeah,
which was
we
really
talked
good.
about it, right? If you know one of these maps and the other guy doesn't, that can be a very quick, easy win on the board. He needs to be careful with these Wraiths. He can just repair these, so he should be fine with a good repair. Zzzero will be able to overwhelm these if they don't get a full repair off on every single Wraith. It's close, very close. Does just barely stabilize with the bunkers finishing.
Yeah, small timing is good as well. So they're buttoned up.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for them to kill Zzzero, but I don't think Zzero's doing a whole lot in counterattack here. So unfortunately, it does look like Hellscream and Sting will eventually close out this win, unless Zzzero can work some magic.
Yeah, I mean, really well-deserved win, I think. Just the strategy was good, so...
I guess it's not over. Like, Zzzero has an expansion. He's far ahead of Hellscream. There is a world in which he somehow figures out a win from this position. It's not guaranteed loss. It's just really tough. I feel like Zzzero needs to fly around with these mutas and pick off some of the buildings of the Terran, like the supply depot and the wall, things like that. Just needs to find any building that's not being covered by a bunker and a turret and harass. You can even get some of these SCVs on the periphery before that turret is made. So there's definitely damage to the Terran that can come online. You can even kill this armory, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're a lot more optimistic than I am. I'm not.
That's my job as a caster. I've got to look at the possible ways of winning the game, even if you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, it's just, to me, Terran didn't lose anything. So it's like basically like a pure 1v1, and then you've got this backup. You know, so once Hellscream gets online, then yeah, I think it's just going to be a bit too overwhelming. Yeah,
now that this turret's finished and there's a Valkyrie on the way, this is not looking good.
Yeah, it's like, I understand if Sting made some mistakes, but it's just he seemed to be covering every single mistake. Well, over-covering every single possible mistake.
Even when a Terran looks like they could be taking harassment, they can just keep like leapfrogging turrets towards the exposed spots. Big, massive circling counterattack though. Hang on a second. Like, he can break through the wall. There's not a lot of units to defend against this. I think only one of the bunker even has Marines in it.
No, both of them have 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know, this one's easier to pick off. You know, unless
one connection on the Valkyrie of a Scourge as well, so it needs to be repaired up. I don't think Sting is dead, but this is not terrible because we can kill the bunker and then we can use the Zerglings to clear out some of the buildings in the main base.
Yeah, some big hits by that Valk, so still survives. But yeah, these Lings do a lot of damage.
Keep away from the other bunker, you know, kill off the depots, the armory, the starports, force them to lift. Just be as annoying as possible here.
These Marines got pulled out of the bunker. I'm a bit surprised by that.
Oh, the Marines are dead. Hang on a minute.
Oh.
The Marines are dead. Is he gonna actually start to pull this game back?
No way.
The Terran has no SCVs right now.
No, he's only got enough to make 1.
Hang on a second. Is he actually gonna make this work?
There's no way, right? I mean, it's...
And you were doubting me that it was possible.
I was like actually about 99% sure.
Eat your words, crazy.
Oh no! Oh man, yeah, I deserve that.
I've seen enough comebacks to know there was a chance.
Okay, that is my bad. I severely underestimated Zzzero. I know.
Well, you have to like he's fine against the mutas, but that's it. Like there are still options for Zzzero to exploit.
Yeah, I mean that was really good to switch into that many Lings.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Zzzero. That was picture perfect from him. Because Hellscream's so far behind, right? Like 10 drones down, only 1 base, only 1 hatchery. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, well apparently he's opting to go for Hive and another expansion.
Okay.
Which, you know, is fine if Terran was alive.
He does have 2 hatcheries, excuse me. He has that proxy hatchery, which is not ideal, but it's still production.
Yeah.
So I actually feel like Zzzero needs to kill the buildings of Sting. Because you want to force this Valkyrie to come out onto the map and have to trade rather than trading on top of the spores, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he absolutely needs to kill this CC.
Yep, now the Valkyrie's dead, we can kill this CC. It will not get to the safety of the spores in time. And then that's fine. I think Zzero's done it. If we look at the possibility of Hellscream coming back in this game, he can, I guess, go in snare and devours. It's just not gonna be good, I don't think. There's not a lot of wiggle room for Hellscream here.
Yeah, I thought the reason behind Hive was Devourers. That's what I was initially thinking. Now I'm a little bit confused. Because there's no Spire.
Defiler, Swarm, Plague, into Hydra. He's got the expansion in the bottom left, which if that goes unscouted, maybe, but Zzzero scouts it. It's not good. That's a dead base. And Zzero's going to be taking his 3rd middle only to Keep increasing his lead here. This should be a cleanup on R5 from Zzzero from here on out. He's actually letting these spores finish up in the bottom left. At least one of them will finish, but it was definitely going to die. Like, you need like 7 or 8 mutas, kill 1 spore easy, so this many mutas definitely kill 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's game 1 for Zzzero and GosuFear. And considering how bad the early game went, not seeing that drone make a proxy hatchery and taking that much damage for free early on, that's a miracle. Literally a magician is Zzzero pulling that out of the hat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it being a best of 5 as well, that's going to put you mentally in a really bad headspace for Hellscream and Sting to lose such a game.
Yeah. It was almost a 1 game.
Yeah.
Just a few missteps along the way.
Wow, madness. Yeah, that's not going to feel good. I mean, I think if I was Hellscream and Sting, I'd try to think about the fact that they had won the game, right? So to keep that as a positive, to be like, we can outplay them, you know. But it's much easier said than done, because you're actually, you know, realistically, you're going to be more likely just to be frustrated to lose that game, like really frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, GosuFear did let Zzzero down in that game, but he did distract and force a big investment from Hellscream to kill him. It's not like Hellscream was in a good position after killing him.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it did give a massive window for Zzzero to capitalize on that.
Yeah, that's it, because I mean, he got that expansion up early, he had enough time to get that Mutaflock out, you know, and even... Did he only have 2 hatch, or did he have 3 hatch? Because he had a lot of lings come out, so I'm wondering if he was on 3, but yeah, that was really good by Zzzero.
Yeah, that's really crazy. I had faith that he could do it, but it wasn't an easy task, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's common in the back of Zerg's minds, though. It's the same in ZVZ. Like, when you go fast muta and they go spores, there's a big window to flood lings and take advantage of that. When they're focusing that much on anti-air, you just quickly switch it up with the lings on the ground and overwhelm.
Yeah, which is effectively what he did but against Terran.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, I think Terran even had thought about that, because he had, you know, 2 bunkers, 3 Marines in each. I didn't like the fact that he took the Marines out of that bottom bunker. That's what I was a bit confused about.
I guess he had to on some level, because otherwise the rest of the base would have been overrun. He would have lost a lot of depots and, you know, the armory and what have you, but at least he wouldn't have been dead had he kept the Marines in the bunker. So, yeah.
Okay, so map choice Anaconda.
Big brother to Python, let's get it. Spawning in the top left as the Zerg Hellscream. And cross map in the bottom right, his teammate Sting as Terran. Top right, we've got Mr. Bombastic himself, Zzzero, Zerg. And bottom left, his ally, GosuFear as Protoss.
Right, we're definitely going red-blue here because of the 2 greys. And this light blue as well. There's like 3 greys going on, basically.
Yeah, let's just do red-blue.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. Sometimes the colors are impossible.
Yeah, man, I miss the old colors. Remastered.
They really do need to like force a certain color scheme in team games. When it's top versus bottom, they should like limit the possible roles of colors to make it a little bit more easier to distinguish.
I don't know if you remember the old colors, but every color was incredibly distinctive. Whereas these, they kind of went for everything in the middle. And just blends all the colors together, and it's just a terrible choice.
It's easy on the eyes in terms of the aesthetic of the units, but it's not good for unit distinguishability, right?
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard wanted team games to die for some reason. They were only concentrating on 1v1s. I think maybe it was part of their bigger strategy, just like get these bloody team gamers to stop playing the game.
They should have learned their lesson, man. I mean, the success of StarCraft was off the back of it being such a fundamentally good game. And that's why we don't see a lot of good RTSs these days. Everyone's trying to force the pro scene. They're not trying to make a good game with a good lore and a good solo campaign. They're trying to just force a good competitive game right off the bat. And that's not how you make a good RTS. It needs to be built from the ground up. The competitive scene will develop naturally from making a good game, which is what happened with StarCraft.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're struggling to build a good game. And my theory behind that is because every time a game finds a bug, they try to fix it, right? Whereas StarCraft, the reason it's so good is because of these weird buggy interactions.
Yes.
And it's up to the players to work out how to fix that themselves.
Right. I mean, there'd be some bugs which you could understand. There are bugs which they did fix, which were game-breaking, things that were too exploitable, right? But you can also fix that with tournament rules. You know, there's things in tournament that you don't allow for that reason, because it's just, too unfair. But a lot of the bugs end up being features, it kind of, gives the game its charm and in a way balances it out more.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, because, if they spent ages trying to smooth out all these unit movements and they made it all perfect and crisp, then I think that would have actually just ruined the game completely.
Yeah. The fact that the game is janky and weird makes it good, because it forces a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, I just don't think any developers are going to want a game which isn't smooth. So that's why I just don't think you're going to ever really find a game just quite like this.
By the way, really good concave setup from Zzzero. Catching those 2 lings like that, it's like money.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Okay, going for the cannon build.
2-gate forge. Yeah, in the bottom left from GosuFear. And a fast factory once again from Sting. He stayed mining gas, so this could be Wraiths again.
Yep, that way. He loves some Wraiths. Oh.
Ooh, Hellscream getting on in here with 6 Zerglings. There's about to be another Zealot popping out. Just need to keep this alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, it gets mostly surrounded. Good Ling micro.
This is a little bit annoying, because this Zealot's going to get bullied, and then the clock could be put... Wait, why is he running out? Oh, because this is going on up here, maybe?
He got scared.
I'm surprised. He should have stayed inside that base, punish the Zealot, and then go for the pylon.
Yeah, I agree, especially with 2 Sunkens. You are fine, but yeah. It's easier said than done,
Right, in the moment, you don't want to have to task switch too much. You kind of want to simplify the micro. But this helps out GosuFear a lot. He's going to stabilize against this. But here comes a Vulture. Cannon's not ready on the ramp yet. Some more Zerglings as well. He can find a pocket for this Vulture behind the mineral line, but obviously it'll be easier for the... Always don't lose it to the cannon!
It's almost
Takes
too much damage.
a lot of shots already.
Yeah, just 2 more hits now on it. Ling's going to get it.
Yeah, it's not going to do too much. Denies a bit of mining. Gets a probe kill or so. It's not terrible. Meanwhile, Zzzero, top right. Teching right into mutas.
Yeah. 2 Wraiths out.
Some pressure on the wall here of the Terran. He's going to force a pull off of SCVs. He can eventually kill that depot. 2 SCVs is not enough for 4 lings, but the Marine will pop out. Taxing the Terran on some resources. More and more lings showing up actually on that wall. Feels like he can break it. He can actually break that slowly but surely. Like 7 lings beats 4 SCVs repairing. But he doesn't want to stay and waste too many lings in attempting that.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to chew through the repair per second anyway.
Yeah, that's it. He's just opting to keep him later and have him on the wall in case tries to get broken. Oh, catches his Wraiths.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Both Wraiths dead. Beautiful Scourge splitting here, taking the wind out of the sails of Sting. Cloak is on the way, but it's only halfway done. Has got a few Marines to buy a little bit of time. Wraiths actually going to take a while to finish, so Muta's having a little bit of a field day. Needs to be careful not to lose that low HP Muta. Some Zerglings coming to the ramp here of Zzzero, but he's been cannoned in by GosuFear, so he'll be more than fine.
Yeah, good call by GosuFear, kind of just warning Zzzero this was about to happen, so I don't think Zzzero noticed.
Yeah. Cloak's now just about finished, so the Wraiths can come out onto the map a lot more safely, put some pressure on. And you have to respect these Wraiths. Like, if you let them get to a high number, they'll have a field day. He needs to be careful with these mutas. They're kind of caught out of position. Already one going down. He can now just cloak up and fight. Zzzero going to be on the run again and taking a lot of damage from those Gemini missiles. The Wraiths can actually still kill these if they target the low ones first, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an overstep by Zzzero.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. Like, he should know better that there's a timing for the Terran with that cloak. It was a little bit cocky from him to be out on the map with those mutas. He knows better.
Yeah, I think he just sort of lost the advantage that he got from killing those 2 early Wraiths, and then we're back to about even now.
Yeah. It's a shame, because after you kill the first 2 Wraiths, you feel fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a real big shame. He's asking if he's fast OV, and then he's actually not got that Overlord speed on the way, but he will get it shortly.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't start it not earlier.
It's another mistake from Zzzero. Like, he's a 1v1 player. He should know how important that Overlord speed is against the Wraiths. Does manage to kill a couple of the Wraiths that haven't got enough energy to cloak, so it's not terrible. Now the Wraiths do not have a massive power spike anymore.
Because I remember in one of the last series we casted, Zzzero was against Wraiths, and he did everything great. So that's why I'm kind of surprised, because I know he knows, basically, so maybe just forgot or thought he might not be going for mass Wraiths after he'd killed the initial 2.
I think sometimes when you're playing 2v2, you kind of get locked into autopilot mode, trying to keep up with the chaos, and you neglect doing some of the things you should be doing more than usual.
He's going for pure goons.
How do you feel about this? Because I feel like this will be great if he wants to assault Hellscream. Like, Dragoons can really abuse the SimCity Sunkens here.
Yeah, I mean...
And I guess they help out against the race, but he needs mobile detection. He kind of needs Zzzero with those speed overlords to be able to come out onto the map and be super safe.
Well, that's what he's waiting for. It's just goons get scary when they're against masslings. But I don't think this is enough lings, though. It looks like he's got enough goons to contest, but...
They've just convened a little bit there, and he said, tell me when to go. And he's just said go because he's got the OV speed. Needs to be careful, though. This is a lot of rifling. He does have sufficient mutas and Scourge. He just needs to execute it well. Ooh, the drones are exposed while distracted by the Zerglings. They will go down to good focus fire from the Wraiths, even killing a Scourge there. Pretty good micro from Sting.
I'm just glad to see these lings are still alive. I was getting worried they were going to try and bust.
I think he was just distracting him temporarily, right?
Yeah. So I think that was a good option. Yeah.
Now they've joined forces. This is really good for Zzzero and GosuFear. The main issue was getting together and working as one. Now they can put a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, I just feel like if there was like twice as many lings, it would have been really difficult for the Protoss to meet up with his ally, but he's got caught in that tech transition, but he's not actually teching.
Yeah, I feel like this is a really good game for Zzzero and GosuFear. And GosuFear is going to have so much muscle in this game with that 3-gate goon. He should be able to overwhelm Hellscream in the main.
Yeah, I don't know. He's putting down a lot of defense, and they're already made. He saw this coming. So.
You just avoid those Sunkens in the back line, though, right? You stay on the right. You kill these 2 Sunkens that are on the right, and then you have a field day playing with Dragoon range. And the Zealots just stay with the Dragoons to support them against the Zerglings and what have you.
Yeah, I mean,
you should be able to overwhelm this.
Eventually, yeah. It's just how long will it take? You see, because Terran can come and assist.
Yeah, with the Wraiths will come quite quickly, but Wraiths are terrible against goons. Ooh. Zzzero needs to be careful not to be too cocky. He needs to stay closer to the Dragoons.
Yes,
Wraiths actually have pretty low energy, so he's only got like a 20-30 second window until all of these Wraiths start to decloak again. And as you can see, he can just camp on the right-hand side and lay siege to the Zerg. This is exactly what GosuFear should be doing. The bio will get here just as the lair's about to go down. I think they've done it. Lings are buying time, though. Lair does go down. Now they have to fight. Bio could do some heavy lifting while the Wraiths deal with the mutas in the sky. Dragoons are now next to useless. But as long as he preserves the muta count, this is totally worth it. Hellscream doesn't have enough money for a hatchery. Are you kidding me? How did he make that error?
Yeah, he popped, I think it was those lings. He popped 3 sets of lings.
If he makes like just one less ling, he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, right? Because Marines were here in time to save the hatchery, but the muters denied them that. So I think like Hell probably thought, okay, I'll pop some lings, we can crush his army. He didn't really think about the fact that, It
just took a long time for the bio to actually all get there, right? He had to wait a few extra seconds to get the numbers up the ramp.
That's it, Zzzero to send them out so well.
Well, Drone's going to help fight a little bit in the center, but this should be a victory for Zzzero GosuFear now. They've got so much meat on the bone for Sting to have to chew through. I don't think it's tenable. That both players will expand. Zzero's got his expansion, GosuFear's taking his. Terran will try and expand, but the writing is on the wall. I don't think this is a winnable game 1v2 unless there's some major blunders.
Yeah, I just kind of feel bad for Sting Hell. Because it's still one of those games where, as an observer, everything looks kind of obvious, but as players, it's not obvious at all.
Yeah. Even if he does, there's just no way of doing this. He has to tap out. GG. Really well played from Zzzero and GosuFear, man. Like, GosuFear let Zzzero down on Iron Curtain, but he didn't let him down this time around.
Yeah, I agree, and because it can be quite easy for the Protoss to be moving out. You got when Protoss gets like one army group in 2v2, they kind of feel like, oh, this is enough time to go out, but he just would have got caught by Wraiths and Lings, so it was really good for him just to sit, keep waiting. Zzero's pretty late with that OV speed, but GosuFear kept his patience and just waited and waited for their timing, and it worked out really well.
I think the two main mistakes was Sting losing those first 2 Wraiths to being caught by Scourge, and then also Hellscream missed an opportunity to keep the pressure on GosuFear. Once he had the Lings in the main, he could have easily started to bully those Zealots in the pylon.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Kind of got distracted too much.
Yeah, by that counterattack when he was fine.
It's a shame because he actually had a timing to really bully GosuFear in that moment. And it would have been harder and harder for GosuFear to stabilize and get off the ground as quickly as he did.
Yeah, that's it. Because, I mean, when he was just sort of popping one Zealot out at a time, 5 lings, I think he had 5 lings.
5 versus 1.
There's
no one on the way.
Yeah, you can just keep popping Zealot after Zealot with hardly losing anything. So, he could have really shot GosuFear down.
Yeah, he wouldn't have killed him, but he would have really slowed him down. Made it easier for Sting in this game. The attack on the top left would have been so much slower, and it wouldn't have killed the lair. And that's like that kind of thing.
Yep. Right. 2-0 for Zzzero. GosuFear at this point.
But a reverse sweep is possible.
Yep, definitely.
Fowie. It's probably pronounced like foie or something, and we just don't know.
I'm thinking like foy.
Foy, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that oi at the end. But yeah,
as British people, kind of tricks us a little bit in how it should be pronounced.
So yeah, a bit like just to some foreign country, it's just like, well, obviously it's this. Like, what are these guys even talking about? Like, clearly it's this. But no, Christ knows what it is. Right, yeah, the silent base. Right.
I think it's Foy.
You keep saying I think it's X so many times, and you keep changing your mind like massively.
I'm gonna go Foy. It looks like Foy because it's got to be said with a Chinese accent, I guess, right? It must be Foy.
I'm just gonna let you make a fool of yourself, and I'm not gonna say anything.
It's got to be Foy, unless I'm crazy.
All right. Let's see, if Hellscream can get back. I mean, they're doing fine. It's the thing, but fine sometimes isn't good enough.
Not at the highest level. Let's get it. Game number 3. Spawning in the top left, Mr. Bombastic himself. Currently 2-0 up in this series as Zerg. And his teammate up here in the top right. Protoss, GosuFear. And they're going to be going up against Hellscream in the bottom right as that Zerg. And his ally in the bottom left, Sting, playing on Terran. Probably one of the hardest race to play, generally speaking, but on 2v2 seems to be compounded.
Yeah, I mean, he's opting to go Wraiths like a lot of the games. Most games I think I've seen of him going Wraiths. Things get a lot easier when you're playing Bio.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think what hurts these players as well is playing on some of these older maps, because of the minerals being so bad and how they're positioned, their usual build order timings are slightly off. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, this looks like a much more normal mineral layout.
Yeah, I think bottom left is one of the worst, actually. I think that's going to hurt Sting. A lot of these patches are so awkwardly positioned.
Yeah, you definitely have to know which ones are the best to mine at. Whereas this...
There's only 4 good ones in bottom left, I think.
Right.
And the 4th good one is not that great either. So there's like 3 good ones, 1 okay one, and 5 pretty bad ones.
Yeah. Whereas, yeah, top left and top right is a bit more intuitive. It looks much more normal, so you're sort of used to the layout, so you know roughly where you're going. But yeah,
and it's a big range, by the way. Like the most optimal mineral patches will get you something like 87 minerals per minute, whereas the worst ones is close to 40 a minute. It's like a massive difference. It's a massive difference.
Right, what have we got? This must be Overpool. Yep, Overpools. Bergs. Oh, okay, we've actually got Bio this time. I like that choice.
Yeah.
Just to keep things a bit simpler.
I think so. I mean, I do like the Wraith play. I just don't think it's doing enough heavy lifting in the matchup to warrant keep going for it. And he's got to mix it up sometime, or these guys are going to metagame him, knowing he's doing it every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's good with the Wraiths. Don't get me wrong. It's just, yeah, it's just harder. I feel to like, because I mean, on his own, you know, he's making the Wraiths. He's doing well. He's transitioning to Bio. That's all fine, but you got to consider your ally as well. You know, it's hard for the ally to know all their timings with it, because there's a big weak spot between the transition of Wraiths and
absolutely,
yeah, you know, and Hellscream recognised that. That's why he made a load of Sunkens, but you know, it still wasn't enough Sunkens, and
it's setting back Hellscream too much as well,
yeah.
Right? Whereas this time around, looks like they want to bully the Zerg, because the Protoss is close spawns with the Zerg, which lines up nicely with, you know, Lynx being slightly faster. So they're going to see if they can come down here and punish. We got a safety Sunken on the way with a fast lair coming out from Hellscream. They're going to try and bully the Zerg a little bit here. It'll take some time before the 2nd and 3rd Zealot arrive. For the time being, they kind of have to wait for that.
Yeah, I like this arc as well.
Yeah, it's a nice arc.
Yeah, it's just, you know, if you've got the APM for it, it's nice to just to bully this Ling, but you can just in an instant.
What you do in ZVZ, you try and get like 2-on-1 trades on one Ling to create a hole and then slip through the hole. Yeah, this one Ling is out of position here on the bottom. They're trying to exploit that, create an opening.
We've made an opening.
And a bit of a slow reaction from Hellscream to collapse that contain, so the Zealot doesn't even go down. Low HP, but it survives. A lot of Sunkens on the way to support that Spire. So he's going to have 2 Sunkens eventually, but once 5 Zealots get here, it gets a little bit scary, even with SimCity, but luckily the 2nd Sunken. Pretty well timed for that.
Yep. Yeah, I like it so far.
I also like how he's not caring about his minerals too much. Like, you kind of have to make this Sunken super safe and just tuck it in. Gonna try and poke at the drones here. I don't think he should commit right now. It makes sense to disrupt the mining, but he's gonna go for it anyway. I feel like this is a little bit of a mistake. I feel like you poke in, pretend like you're going to attack to force the drones to stop mining, and then back out again.
Yeah, unfortunately, he also had that low HP Zealot right at the front, and he just got instantly taken out by the Sunken.
Because the Zerg's optimization is already terrible, so just forcing them to stop mining a few times, I think, is enough damage.
Yeah, just kind of running back and forth here, making the drones kind of drilling away. Could have been nicer.
Yeah, that would have been the play, especially because the top mineral patches are the ones that are bad, so you're forcing him to mine super suboptimal.
Yeah, plus with this SimCity, the drones had to be running, like, you know, so far.
Yep.
Okay, cannons up for him and his ally. opting for the 3 racks.
Yeah, I like the 3 racks bio play here. He's going to protect his ally from the muta timing in the bottom right. Zzzero will get his own mutas online with a second hatchery for production as well. I feel like they've really slowed down the economy of Hellscream, regardless of being optimal. So this is still pretty good for GosuFear and Zzzero.
Yeah, I guess that's the reasons behind giving him the Marines.
Kind of have to, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sort of. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
I don't
how many.
think killing Z is an option if those Marines are there. I don't know. They don't know that yet, but
No.
So what do you think is like the optimal play here from Blue to go about this? Because they can't really kill the Zerg, but maybe they can grow themselves. Do you feel like this is an opportunity where Gosu should maybe get into DTs and then expand quite quickly?
Well, I think the first thing Blue need to do is discover what Terran's build is. Because that's where you start pivoting, because there's not even a factory. So 3 fact is a pressure build. So they should, once they recognise that, they can realise they stay on the back foot for that little bit longer, let the Protoss get up the tech. And just be basically, you should be worried about these Marines. So the thing is, they don't know that, but I think they are still doing correctly. Zzzero is still playing like quite a defensive posture, keeping these lings away.
And the DT tech is definitely good against this for the map control. So yeah, this is still going to be pretty good for them. Some nice muta micro here. Needs to be careful once the Marines are in a tight box formation. Don't want to be diving in on that.
Yeah, I mean, he saw a hell of a lot of Marines, so he's gonna know it's sort of the 3 or 4 racks play probably, but not 100% confirmed.
All right, he doesn't know about all that extra bio in the bottom right, so
yeah,
there's a lot of unaccounted for army of Sting right now.
Yeah, that's it. This is one of those situations, right, where the knowledge of the game really sort of hinders you, because it's not actually Zzzero needing to know about 3 racks. It's actually his ally needing to know, but his ally can't
tech appropriately and stuff. Yeah,
but his ally can't scout the Terran. It's up to the Zerg to be scouting the Terran. So it's just one of those things that I think you only really find at the high level.
3 cannons on the ramp. It's like minimum, but it might not hold. Like, he kind of needs a 4th cannon to be super safe here. They're going to try and bust up the ramp. I think he might actually just barely kill this cannon. Okay, he's actually not targeting down that cannon. That's a mistake. He got the cannon low and then didn't finish it off. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah,
2 cannons very low.
Yeah, if there was better target firing there, that could have gone a lot better. I still think that Zzzero is alive, but they would have traded a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost the exact same situation I was talking about, is that they had to be wary because it was that pressure build, which they are unaware of, but somehow they still held and somehow still played correctly, even though they didn't quite know what they were against. But
I mean,
Zzzero is good enough that he probably recognised just from the amount of Marines.
Yeah. Ooh, some mutas getting caught. This is a pretty big deal, getting a bit of free hits on that. This is going to really slow down Hellscream and helping out his ally Sting here. Losing a lot of mutas. Zzzero lost a couple, but he's got more than enough mutas to shut down this aggression.
Yeah, very aggressive play by Red Team, but they are eventually going for that tech. Got the DTs out as well, so they're going to start actually getting some map control.
He went Storm into DT, by the way. So he's got Templars as well as that DT. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because his tech was fairly late, then I can see why he could actually afford that. Because this is that thing I was actually saying about, because Protoss didn't really know the build of Terran, so he doesn't know, like, are my DTs already too late? You know, if there's a vessel out, what's the point? So now you need Storm, whereas
well, he did go Storm into DT, so I guess he didn't know and wanted to kind of like, you know, hedge his bets a bit. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, once again, I just feel like they were kind of lucky, the team, with the builds. Without, you know, they guessed correctly, so, you know, maybe their intuition is on point. Or maybe they're just pure lucky.
Yeah. Well, I guess Templars can be reliably good in this scenario regardless. It's not a bad choice. It's a relatively cookie cutter way of playing against TZ.
Yeah, it is. But you know, if a DT was popping here when that attack was coming, then they 100% hold. Whereas, as you were saying, there was a possibility of that attack doing tremendous damage.
Okay, DT getting shut down thanks to the Overlord here. And Zzero's expanding to 9 o'clock, which is pretty fun actually. I like this.
Is he go for drops then? Okay.
Yeah, he just slow drops down over here.
Okay, risky, but okay.
I think it's good because he's going to be making vessels. Like it'll be a long time before a dropship ever even gets made.
Some Terrans just instantly make a dropship before a vessel. And if he did, yeah.
In this scenario, I agree not to make a dropship. It doesn't seem like it would provide too much value with the Muta battle favoring Zzzero.
Yeah, true.
Mutas are like one of the best anti-drop units in the game, if you got enough of them. Ooh, the vessel! Okay, keeps it alive. Some counter harass. Kills a High Templar, does Hellscream. Not terrible pickup from him, but he's still behind the curve relatively to Zzzero. He's got less than half the drones. He's gonna attempt his own slow drop to the island, but that gets shut down. No, it's kind of funny that Zzzero was trying to get a drone over there.
Yeah, he dropped that from his ally like a long time ago.
That's an ambitious drop, by the way. Like I don't think Zzzero should be trying to expand that.
I like it though.
You like the cockiness of
it. Yeah, you know, you've got a drop already and you're dropping here, you might as well drop another one over here. You know, max you lose is a drone and overlord, and max you gain is actually huge.
True. Okay, well, this attack could do something if there's no storm, but there is a High Templar building up some energy. Zzero's going to come in for support to shut down this possibility. There's a 2 Muta advantage, now 3 for Zzzero in the sky. Killing a medic is actually pretty huge. This is rough. I think he's being a bit too cocky trading with the Marines, but he has done enough damage already.
I have noticed that a lot with Zzzero. He seems to be very cocky.
It's a very Zerg thing. Zerg thing to kind of just keep microing even when you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, it hasn't actually bit him in the arse. I think he's actually done really well with his aggressive trades.
He has. Yeah, he has. And now he's bought time for the storm to finish, so GosuFear can come out onto the map now with those speed zealots. He's kind of shaved off enough of the bio that this is not a good army anymore. One storm and it's all dead, pretty much. Oh, he gets High Templar with the Mutas. Great pickup from Hellscream. A little bit of a precarious situation here because the bio is actually doing a lot more heavy lifting than maybe it should be able to. But because Hellscream's been so active with sniping those High Templars, it gives a lot more value to these Marines.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's been sort of the game changer here is Hellscream Mutas taking off those High Templars. I don't think we've seen a single storm on the Marines yet.
Not yet. Oh, and the Radiate does split it off. Actually flies over the Marines to help do some splash damage to them. Those Marines are super softened up because of the medics not having much energy because of the overstimming. So there's only a little bit left in the gas reserves of those medics to keep those Marines alive. I think 2 of them are depleted and 1 of them's got a little bit left.
Yeah, it's a big +1 army from Protoss though, coming in. Not be much to defend.
Yeah, you can't stop this. I mean, Hellscream might just be dead. Although the Mutas could save the day. The Dragoons are pretty bad against Mutas, but they do not kill Zealots quickly. If he gets a Storm off on those Mutas as well, that'd be pretty huge. Doesn't actually find the Storm, but I don't think it matters. The Zealots will have an absolute field day in this base. They're going to try and just maybe kill this expansion of Protoss and try and trade bases here. See if they can knock out GosuFear while this is all going on.
Yeah, I think this is...
attacks coming in now.
I think this is well recognised by GosuFear to get that army out undetected straight into Zerg's base.
Ooh, a lot of Zzero's Mutas got caught there. Only 5 remaining. Hellscream's out of the game. And Zzero's been slowed down a little bit by losing those Mutas. Let's see if Sting can work his magic. There's no more storms, but breaking through just a few cannons and dragoons is not easy, especially without a D matrix.
Yeah,
I think he's going to clean this up.
Yeah, good pullback as well by GosuFear not to split his army away from the cannons, and yeah, so it was just enough to hold.
It, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sting is obviously, yeah, okay. He had 2 base up, you know, which is strong, but yeah, not enough. Just a good hold, because I mean, his army was away, you know, so this was his reinforcement army to hold.
If Zzzero was on 1 base and Hellscream was winning previously, then this would be different. But Zzzero was pretty far ahead of Hellscream most of that game, so there's not much chance of a 1v2 happening.
Yeah, I mean, Zzzero will be ahead, you know, of Hellscream. That wasn't Hellscream's fault, you know, by any means, because you know, this Zerg's getting cannoned up, and he's getting all the defense, whereas you got a Terran ally, so yeah, and he did really well to pick off the Templars. But yeah.
I think this is one of the best results, because I think Zzzero and GosuFear going through will give us better games, seeing that PZ versus the other team. I just think that's going to be a much better matchup.
Yeah, and as you saw with 2 to War before, it's just the synergy is a lot better from blue team, and we're against a team in Flizzardo, which is also really good in synergy, and synergy is one of the most important things in 2v2. You know, as we've seen by Bonyth losing, because you know Bonyth is one of the strongest players in the tournament, if not the strongest, and and he's knocked out. So you know, it's synergy that's really crucial.
Yeah, I think these guys will be well matched against Fliz and Carno. Honestly, that might be some of the best series we see in a long time in 2v2. Yeah,
I think the best teams advanced really at the end of the day. So that's what we kind of like to see, because it gives us better games, but. Yeah, no one's been too cheeky in their series. You know, no one's gone for. I mean, Hellscream went for that proxy hatch, which was really nice to see. I like to see someone in the tournament being that guy. You know, going for those insane builds, because realistically, it did pull off. You know, they should have won that game. I was kind of disappointed that they lost it. I was really shocked that they lost it.
Yeah, and just to confirm, this is the semi-finals. Someone's asking in chat. This is the semi-finals. We've had Carno and Fliz win their games against Bonyth's team, and now we've got Zzzero and GosuFear winning their games over Hellscream and Sting 3-0. Really impressive stuff, and both of the teams were deserving. Really good chemistry, and I think that's going to give us a much better finals, because there's not going to be a clear favorite.
Yeah, it will be the winner brackets finals first. Because we still have the loser brackets. Okay. Yeah, so then...
My bad, John.
Yeah, so it'll be winner brackets finals, and then it'll be the true finals after that.
Well, a little bit one-sided today, because, you know, there was just a clear better team in terms of the chemistry between them, but still some interesting games. It wasn't like it was a complete stomp. There was opportunities here for, like, Hellscream and Sting to fight back. They just got a little bit outplayed.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, both series being 3-0s, you know, on paper, you know, that's a clear victory. But as you're saying, you know, the games were close, and no one was
very close.
Yeah, and no one was bad. You know,
like Iron Curtain, game number 1 in this series, where Zzzero barely clutched out the 1v2, killing off the Terran in the top right. Sting, like that was super close.
Yeah, that was
down to the razor line.
Yeah, that's the best game for me of today.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I'm even going to have to sort of re-watch that, because you've got to keep an eye on Zzzero. He's not the guy to give up, is he?
No, he's got a good mentality as well. Like, I think it kind of comes down to the fact that he does everything. Like, if he was just a player, I think he would care too much and be more emotionally invested, and therefore be less likely to be able to keep his head calm in these situations. It's almost like, because he's just kind of doing it for fun and doing his thing and taking part in tournaments, it's kind of an advantage, because he's not going to be as tilted as easily as some of these other guys, and he's going to just, you know, play for fun and play his heart out and have some good results as a fact.
Yeah, and also give us good games to cast and give the viewers really good games to watch. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see, right? It's the ultimate comeback. That's what we all dream of.
Yeah. Really good stuff here today. I really like how both teams won. Like, they're some of the best 2v2 teams we've seen in a long time. They got really great team synergy.
Yeah, and it does actually make me a lot more excited now to see that winner brackets finals. I think that is really going to be some amazing games. Like it's just going to be a battle of synergies really, and it's going to be only small mistakes. So yeah, I'm super looking forward to that. Winner brackets finals to be streamed now. Who's streaming them, Fliz?
Winner brackets finals.
That's why I was confused at the start. Do you remember I was saying that I've got the replay files of them, so I'm a bit confused.
Yeah. Let's see what Fliz says.
Now same. So are we casting? Have you got time to cast? Good.
I could do. How many games is it? Is it a best of 7? What is the situation? Best of 5, best of 7?
Best of 5 episode.
Okay. We could probably do it.
Alright, cool. I'm going to call a 2-minute break then, and then we'll get to it, if that's alright with you.
Yeah, let's do a quick break, guys. Run to the bathroom, grab some water, grab some fruit, whatever you got to do. We'll be joining you here right away for that winner brackets finals. It's going to be Cano and Flizzardo going up against GosuFear and Zzzero. That's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually glad we get to see that straight away, otherwise I'd have been really curious.
I'm good to go with it. So yeah, take a little break. We'll see you guys here in a couple of minutes.
Right. Right, we're back, guys.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Nice to see you guys in the chat enjoying some great 2v2 action. We've got a special little winner bracket finals for you today. Team Zzzero and GosuFear going up against Flizz and Carno. Both teams, such high levels of synergy. This is going to be a fun one.
Yep, you ready for this?
Let's get it on. Blizzard says no.
Blizzard said no?
Yeah, Blizzard says no.
Oh, Blizzard said no.
What? You think you can just host a replay? Are you crazy?
I mean, I'd love to see the back end of this stuff. Like, what's it denying us from?
Oh. Progress.
Okay, Avalon to start off then.
I haven't seen a lot of this map. Let's get it. Spawning here in the bottom right as Carno. His teammate in the top left, the tournament organizer himself, Flizzardo, playing as Protoss. We're going to be facing off against Mr. Bombastic, Zzzero himself in the top right, playing Zerg. And his ally in the bottom right, GosuFear, Protoss.
Okay, Carno holding for the early 9 pool.
Okay. Do you think they're going to want to bully Zzzero in the top right with the Protoss being close spawns, or what do you think their plan is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised already, to be honest, because Carno is often going for the 11 hatch, so this is kind of out of his style. He's not normally the aggressive player, so I guess we get to actually check out his Ling micro, try and get some early damage done with his first 6 Lings.
I mean, there's no Overlord Scout that will be seeing that as well, so it might work out for them.
Yep, looks like GosuFear is probably just going to go for the standard gate scout. So then, yeah, it depends what Carno is obviously going to do. Is he going to be just doing Ling speed, or is he also going for fast lair? Because that changes up the Protoss build quite a bit.
And there was a meta shift in ZVZ where players stopped going for speed and instead went 9 pool lair. Definitely changes the dynamic a lot. You have to think it is going to be that speed, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily hate going for the lair, but I think speed might be better in this 2v2 scenario.
Yeah, because it taxes the Protoss to know the builds, because if it is lair first, then you want 2 gate, whereas if it's speedlings only, you want 3 gate, and it makes a huge difference. Because if you're just going 2 gate tech as Protoss against 9 pool speed, then you're giving up all the map control, and yeah, it's really hard for you to move out.
Yeah. Pool's not even done yet for Zzzero here, so the Lings are pretty ahead of schedule. They will be in time for Zzzero. Like he will get his Zerglings out to defend, but it's not like he's going to have them on the ramp in a nice tight configuration. He's going to actually sunken push the ramp here. That's not a bad idea with how close the ramp is.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the few situations where this is really good.
Actually opting to go for the Protoss, hasn't got the probes in play.
I kind of like this because Zerg has such an easy option of creeping the ramp without having to make a hatchery there. It is a lot harder to attack into that, but it looks like the Zealots are actually at Zzero's base and being chased away. Now getting some good surrounds on that, but more and more Zealots will arrive. Does he catch the Zealot? It's so close. Ooh. Looks like, yeah, Flizz just barely getting there in time, but not before losing the 2 Zealots in the follow-up here.
Yeah, but
so this is...
loses all the Lings with that speed kicking in, so...
Yeah. Maybe this is still bustable. He doesn't block. Lings get on top of this sunken. It could be over very quickly for Zzzero. Already getting some DPS down onto that. Zealot will also do a lot of tanking if it does get targeted, but even just having that extra DPS to start chewing through these drones now is great. A lot of trouble now. Zzzero gonna have a hard time stabilizing against this. It looks like GosuFear going for a counterattack, making his way downtown towards Kano's base.
Yeah, great option, I think, by Kano to keep those lings alive. Didn't commit onto the Protoss, just kind of forced him to go on his ramp. So yeah, this is too much damage.
Yeah, let's see what you can do on the flip side, though. Safety sunken, not quite finished, so Zealots do get in pretty good drilling from Kano, glitching those out. Getting good surface area on the other Zealot that's already on the sunken, so he clears that out. Both of these Zealots are red. He's going to clear this up about as cost efficiently as you could hope for. And this is such a major advantage. Zzzero is just going to tap out right away. Kind of insane how quick this game was.
Yeah, good, very good aggression. This is what happens with that 9 pull, and yeah, Zzzero just got caught out. You know, he got those Zealots. It looked really good, but then he's just so out of position.
Mm-hmm. It's nice that he was able to make the sunken on the ramp, but it's just not enough. I mean, he killed the Zealots, and then the Lings are out of position. There's nothing to block the ramp. The continuation is just too strong. GosuFear is going to stay in the game just in case the players will take a long time to transition into a more standard game. But you have to think this is not going to be too good for GosuFear. I feel like he's really up against it. They might even be able to break the ramp.
Yeah, I guess, you know, he knows he's just against 9 pull speed. You know, so there's no tech coming out from the Zerg, so you do have a chance to win pure ground with the 3 gate.
I'm surprised he's not drilling the ramp. Like, he's just going to give up the ramp. I don't think... He's got Dragoons popping out. I feel like if he just probe drilled this ramp, it wouldn't be too bad.
I don't know. It's a good hold, though, isn't it?
It is a very good hold. The Zealots were really glitched out, but now about a probe drill, I feel like he'll get in here and get us around on these Dragoons. I can't believe he's not probe drilling the ramp at all. Like, that's just crazy to me. Maybe he just already resigned to losing the game and didn't even want to try. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking more that he just wants to keep his economy because, you know, he's in a 2v1 spot, so he doesn't want to lose that economy. You know,
yeah, but you can send like 2 or 3 probes even to glitch out the units on the ramp. It's not, you need to commit too many.
Yeah, I mean, it was the greedier option, but, you know, maybe he just felt like that's what he needed to do, is to be greedy to actually win this game. But yeah, too greedy.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, very quick win there for Kano and Fliz, really setting the tempo in the series already. Maybe they just didn't expect the 9 pull, because they've probably seen enough of Kano's games now to probably suspect that it will be a more defensive play from him. So that probably caught them off guard to some degree. Yeah,
exactly, because, you know, Zzzero would know if he's got lings without speed against speedlings, his lings shouldn't be that far out. But yeah, it's just when you see that blood in front of you, you can see you can get 3 Zealots for free. You know, it's hard to say no to it. Yeah, just some minor mistakes, and sometimes that's all you need. As the 9 puller, that's all you need is them to make those small mistakes, and then you've got that opportunity to break.
Yeah. And both teams have great chemistry, but there's definitely a knowledge advantage on Kano and Flizz's team, I would say.
Yep.
It's like game number 2, going to be Gaia, one of the greatest maps of all time from back in the day. Really good for counterattacks. Super annoying to play on if you're not really on top of things, but also creates a very interesting games to watch.
Yeah, I saw this. Fliz said he's got the map edited to get SLON in the middle. Like to see that. Beautiful.
Nice.
All right.
Nicely done. Let's get it. Spawning here in the top center, Mr. Bombastic himself, Zzzero, playing a Zerg. And down here at the bottom at the 6 o'clock position, his teammate GosuFear playing Protoss. They're going to be going up against Kano in the bottom left on Zerg. And his ally in the top right, the tournament organizer himself, Flizzardo, playing Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, some speedy games. It's going to be speedy games normally, PZ. Yeah, it's always just down to what the Zergs open, and then everything kind of gets determined from that.
Yeah. I really like this strategy from Fliz. Like, make a tournament and then win the tournament so you don't have to pay the players.
Yes.
It's a great strategy, Fliz.
It is really good strategy because then you keep the tournaments going, right? You just keep winning them, and then you can just got the prize pool for the next one already.
Yeah, nice.
Genius.
I mean, they've still not done it yet, but they're looking good, man. Game number 1, very convincing.
Yeah, I think we're going to stick with the red-blue. I think for this series, whatever happens.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's so much easier on the eyes and not having to like spend an extra second figuring out what color is what.
That's it. Yeah, so the Overlord's going to scout the respective Protosses. So the Zerg build is going to be quite, blind. It's going to be a lot of it probe micro. Just keep the probes alive to be able to see what the Zergs are doing. Got a gas first from Zzzero.
Very interesting. Maybe optimizing Mutalist timing. It looked like I think an overpull from Kano down here in the bottom left.
Yeah, it looks like overpull versus overgas.
Well, in a pure muta battle, that does favor the overgas, but it's a 2v2, so that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I don't actually know what the punish would be against overgas. Like you said, it's going to scale better. He's not actually taking the gas. Huh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mistake. He's actually going to end up behind the curve because he's optimizing the second hatchery timing.
Yeah,
I guess he has a production advantage.
Yeah, but you just didn't need the gas, so I don't...
But there's actually a natural gas advantage for Kano, since the gas is directly above, whereas Zzero's is off to the side, so he's not quite at 300 a minute. You can see like the drone sometimes like popping out at an awkward angle ever so slightly. It's still good, it's just not perfect.
Yep, I'd like to see both probes doing their job.
Zzzero getting his link speed as well. And slowing down his lair timing. He wants to, have more presence with that production advantage with the Zerglings. Maybe thinking about a muta optimization initially and then changing his mind. It's like we'll be seeing some 3-gate goon action coming out
just pure
eventually.
Just pure 3-gate from Fliz and then 2-gate from Gosu. Okay, so severe... Well, not severe, but take advantage for the mutas, but then take advantage of the opposing Protoss. So.
Yeah. Do you think Fliz will transition into 3-gate goon, or is he going to stay on Zealots for a long time?
Yeah, no, he will eventually, but you don't actually have the money to get that gas, so.
Well, you can't do that now because you won't be able to even make use of these gateways if you do that, right?
Yeah.
The Zealots actually get into the base. Fliz could be in a little bit of trouble because his timings on making those additional Zealots was a little bit slow. So these Zealots are actually going to have a bit of a field day. By the time those extra 2 Zealots pop out, we really struggle to stabilize. And also, Kano and Fliz trying to get some compensation by pushing into the main base of Zzzero while this is all going on. But Fliz is going to lose some probes.
Yeah, a lot of probes.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's starting to become bad now. Like, it was okay for a second. Oh, idle Zealot. He does stabilize, but maybe losing like 2 or 3 more probes than he would like to have. Yeah,
I mean, he's 5 probes behind, and then they got no real counter damage.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're kind of locking Zzzero on Ling production a bit. So there's going to be a tech advantage because the Spire is so late because he pumped so many Lings. Zzzero was unable to throw down the Spire yet.
Yep. A 3-gate goon going up. Still no gas from Fliz.
He lost those probes, so it's even going to more slow down that goon transition. Good catch from Zzzero, though. He's killing out a lot of these Zerglings, getting compensation for that investment. But Mutalisks are on the way. He has a safety sunken as well. He should barely hold on to this attack and then get the mutas out to shut down the follow-up Lings. The first Lings will arrive in time to do damage, but the follow-up Lings can get shut down.
I think these mutas are actually going to pop right on time.
Oh, it's pretty well timed out. Yeah, they also do damage, though. You'll be... Okay, he's not going to try and get a drone. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite costly, all these Lings for 1 or 2 drones, so just pops the
Are they
back
going to
out.
dive once the mutas move out? It's a bit of a mistake to go so early with the mutas before you know for sure, but I guess you can kill a lot of probes while this is all going on. Might need to pull them back soon, though, because Lings and Dragoons are going to really quickly kill this sunken colony. This isn't enough damage. He needs to pull these mutas back.
He did opt to choose to target the goon, which is definitely a good choice, so only 2 goons.
He hasn't lost a lot of drones, but, I mean, still not mining right now. They can go after the Spire, but I don't think they kill it in time.
No, sort of opted to also chase the drones at the same time. If they had all the Lings as well, they might have got that Spire.
He could maybe kill the Spire gradually. He can come back in with more Lings later on and try and finish that off while he's distracted elsewhere. But for now, just going after the drones. Down to just 4 drones, so pretty good target firing with the Lings to actually get Kano down to a low drone count. Fliz going for a counter attack.
They sniped the Evo.
That's a pretty big deal because there's not going to be any air defense over here. He could just fly 1 muta over to help this out. I think he should set 1 muta to Zzzero and the rest come to the Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's scared. He wants to keep the Protoss back. Protoss isn't complying, though, because he's got nothing to defend. Yeah,
but he's going to die at this rate. I feel like he needs to capitalize on Zzzero not having any anti-air right now. Like, he can still stay in the Protoss' base, just send 1 muta all the way to Zzzero to kill drones before a spore can be made. Now he's lost that window. And he could potentially die. Is he squeezing? He's not squeezing out any more mutas, so if these mutas are softened up enough, I feel like they're going to kill off Kano right now.
Yeah. Yes, it's too many Dragoons, 1 Dragoon per muta.
Mutas do win straight up against goons, but not when you're not mining and making more mutas like this.
Yeah, with this Lings coming to support, it means they can take down the buildings nice and quick.
Yeah, I feel like it's a mistake not to punish the lack of anti-air of Zzzero. I feel like 1 muta at least should have been flying straight to Zero's base as soon as that was identified.
Yeah, because they could have effectively traded out the Zergs and get into a PvP. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This opts to... Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he had no
He's
tech.
doing good relative to GosuFear, but it's not strong enough to win the 1v2, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a lot of Dragoons, so you can just, micro down the Zealots eventually. So, know, it's a fine choice to leave, but yeah, quite a chaotic game, really.
It was. I'm not even sure that Kano identified exactly what was going on in the base of Zzzero to know to make that call.
Yeah, I agree, because, Fliz was kind of using all of his units to deny those spores so that the mutas can go and kill them, but I just don't think, as you were saying, Kano realised what was going on. So, lack of synergy, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Right, well that ties up series though, 1-1.
It makes for a more closer series, so we could be happy in the long term.
Exactly.
What map we got for game number 3 here? Azalea.
Righto.
Let's get it on. Spawning in the top left as Protoss, GosuFear. Playing alongside Mr. Bombastic himself in the top right as Zzzero. And on the bottom side of the map in the bottom right, Tournament Organizer Flizzardo playing Protoss. And in the bottom left, last but not least, Kano on Zerg. This was the map, by the way, where we had the disagreement where he thought it was a throne game and he got a bit mad about it. Yeah. It was such a bizarre situation because, like, there was double Zerg, they were both bottom, and he had defilers out, and all he had to do was get 1 good plague on the enemy mutas, and he was fine.
Right.
But he left the game, and then he got the plague on the mutas. So he was fine. Like, there was a Nidus Canal connection between the two main bases. He had a massive economy in the bottom right, but his teammate was just not happy with how the progression of the game was going. And his expansion got shut down, so he left. But really, he should have stayed in the game, because one good plague and they were back in it.
Oh, that is a shame, yeah. Lost the mental game.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, so we got... we confused that pool. Yeah, so it was over pool, and... Gonna look like a 12.
Okay. It's gonna hinder tech timings and map control. Woohoo! Gas steal on both sides of the map.
Okay, and a 12 hatch.
This is better for Kano than it is for Zzzero, because if you're going production centric, you don't really mind too much about the gas steal as long as the other Zerg isn't teching rapidly.
I mean, it's all of same builds, just different timings. But
yeah, it's just more optimized for Kano as long as there's no damage done to him.
Yeah, but blue team Zzzero does get his gas quicker because he's going to be able to kill the gas.
Yes, that's true. 100%.
So yeah, it's kind of it's close. So that way, you know, I don't think anyone's at an advantage at this stage. Not a big advantage.
Yeah, there'll still be a tech lead for Zzzero. It's just delayed.
Yeah, Flizz's gone for the more sort of SimCity setup, which is, I think, I like that. I prefer that because it's such a big open flat ramp. So, you know, this could come into play, especially as we've got mass units, mass Zerglings.
Yeah, with 2 hatcheries apiece.
6. I mean, Christ knows how many Zealots you need to block this. But okay, he goes for the small...
You kind of have to make some buildings, I think, to block that.
Yeah,
We're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is a good choice. I don't know if Lings can slip topside of this. I think they could.
Wouldn't be terrible if he makes his core as part of the wall, actually, thinking about it. And there you go.
Oh, it's a gate.
He's got a wall in.
Okay, 3 gate on both sides. Yeah, I mean, I like this option because, you know, it's going to be about map control of all these things flying around.
And with the Zergs both having their tech delayed, I think 3 gate has a lot more viability.
Yeah, 3 gate and 3 hatches, both sides.
This is fun, man. This is a really good adjustment from both sides, and both sets of players have identified it.
Yeah, it's going to come down to who gets that map control. It looks like red team are the ones who want that map control and have got it.
They're taking initiative.
Yep.
See if they can get in here and try and maybe punish Zzzero a little bit. He is making a safety sunken, but it's quite slow. There might still be a way of getting in here and doing a lot.
Yeah, there's no way to trade as well because of these huge ramps, so we're just opting to pull back and to a sunken and that way.
Yeah, Sunken's going to finish in time, but not optimally. So they're going to get in here and do some damage to Zzzero. You can maybe start targeting down drones.
Yeah, gets
you
one
will be able
already.
to drill this, so it's not like Zzero's dead, but if he loses too many drones, it'll hurt. Pretty good job so far from Zzzero. He's not lost a lot of drones.
Yeah, he baited those Zealots in.
Honestly, like, this is pretty good from Zzzero. Like,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
probably about as good as he could have hoped for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now there's a massive army lead for GosuFear.
Yeah, and also critically, Zzzero didn't lose many lings during that, so...
And he had slightly faster gas, so the link speed's done ahead of schedule. He can now put the pressure on. Kano will have his link speed in just a few moments here, but that does concede map control to Zzzero and GosuFear. They can put on their own counter pressure. There is that safety sunken from Kano.
Yeah, just one though. So got a lot of lings.
I think this attack will go slightly better than red team's attack, because he can ignore trying to kill the sunken, force the trade on the lings, and then go after the spawning pool or something. Or you can even just kill the hatchery at the bottom. Would be a nice choice as well. He's trading out okay, but
Yeah, that sunken is
Zealot's-
not in use though.
yeah, he can just kill this hatchery and like force a trade and like use the Sim City of the hatchery against the Zerg by kind of camping underneath of it. You can even kill this other hatchery as well. Like 2 hatcheries are exposed, but Lings will be made to clean that up.
Yeah, but at the cost of the Lings.
Yeah. Alright, make sure you're not staying zoomed out always. Like zoom in a little bit and then zoom back out when you need to.
Okay, just lots of trades basically so far, and I think everyone's held just fine. How's the drone count? Okay, so there's a little bit ahead on drones. Well, quite a bit. Any drone is a lot really in ZBZ.
Yeah, 1 drone superiority is king.
Where is he getting the Evo?
I don't know, because he saw there was no tech timing to worry about.
Yeah, maybe
Is
it's
he
just a block.
concerned- Maybe just a block.
It is a really good SimCity, you know, forcing everyone into your drone line.
Yeah. There are still holes to get in there, but with the Zerglings blocking, pretty much impossible, and the drones can keep drilling. Not a bad trade here, though, from Fliz and Kano. Most of the Lings are dead. If he can get just a few of these drones, it'll be so great. He's already got him down to 6, now 5. He's killed quite a few. Doesn't need to commit to this, should just back out. Trade against the Lings away from the drones and the sunken, and he's already got a pretty big victory. But there's a counterattack in the bottom left. A lot of Zealots of GosuFear coming down here. Second sunken does finish up, though. You can try and get a tactical snipe on some of these hatcheries away from that Sim City. That's going to be the win condition here for GosuFear to try and exploit the positioning of that static defense.
Yeah, a couple of Zealots getting caught out there. I think this is better for Kano to bring him into sunken range. But looks like he's still going to get that hatchery, maybe.
Yeah, I don't agree with the placement of the hatchery. Like, I know hindsight's 2020, but he should have realized that it's too much of a vulnerable position there. It would have been way better if it was like to the right of the first hatchery.
Yeah, I was thinking same. A good clean up though. Oh, we got speed Zealots on Fliz.
Interesting. Yeah.
DT follow.
What do we have in the wall in here? Okay, he should have enough to defend, but still a nice idea from Fliz. Trying to... Oh, he gets surface area. He actually slips in and gets surface area. Suddenly, these Zealots become a lot more potent. You can overwhelm this position now. I thought for a second that GosuFear was going to be fine, but Fliz found a tiny little hole in that wall in. Makes the trade so much harder for GosuFear. He's going to start to become overwhelmed as some Zerglings also trickle in. Is this going to be critical damage? There are some Zerglings coming to help out from Zzzero, but I'm not so sure it's going to be enough.
Yep, really good choice by Fliz. Knock in there. That's yeah, this is a lot of damage, isn't it?
Right before DT timings as well. Like the Templar Archive's just now finished. This is such a great move. Really seizing the tempo. And Fliz actually has his own DTs that are about to show up. This is really well played from Fliz this game. There's some games where I've seen a few mistakes from him. This isn't one of them. He's played really great this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gosu made Zealots and didn't make that DT, but, you know, it's a lot to clean up. So.
Yeah, really well played from Fliz. He's essentially carried this game.
Yeah, it was the tech timing, because it was quite a bit ahead of Blue, and also he messed up as well. More Zealots, maybe just I guess Blue lost a lot trying to get that hatchery, so that's why it was so low. But yeah, really good tech timing by Fliz. I think that's
Kano defended well, but this was off the back of Flizz's tech timings and forward thinking. Really well done.
Right, so they take the lead.
2-1.
Yeah, as you were saying,
this is a really fun series.
As you were saying in that game, the I think the choices from the Protoss players were spot on. going for the map control. But yeah, it's what I find is they didn't group up big armies together. It was often just sort of solo attacks by the Protosses. I found that quite interesting.
Yeah, it created chaos, created opportunity, and the tech Timies exploited it.
Yeah, be careful not to click on that Wikipedia link and spoil yourselves.
Yeah, these are from replays, guys, so you will spoil yourself if you look at the brackets. Let's jump into game number 4 on 4E. Spawning in the top left here, Tournament Organizer, doing really well in the last game. Fliz playing Protoss. And his teammate in the top right, Kano on Zerg, also holding it down. In the bottom right, we got Mr. Bombastic, organizer of the BSL, playing Zerg. And his ally in the bottom left, none other than GosuFear on Protoss.
Okay, so top versus bottom.
Close spawns, Zergs and Protoss,
Yep. Yeah, once again, like another different style of game. So I think, almost every single game of this entire day has been
interesting.
Yeah, it's been different.
So here, what do you think? Do you think this is a good overpull game? Or what would the Zergs like to do here, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to play with overpull the most, as in with my ally going overpull. But Kano often likes to do sort of 11 hatch ramp, which is an absolutely fine build to do. I'm just thinking in terms of what the Protoss can do in these games, because you're far away, because ideally you want to block the Zerg ramps, but when it's cross map, that's where things start to get a bit more technical, because if you just keep rallying your Zealots, then the Protoss can counterattack you.
Right.
Because there is one Protoss player out there who happens to be normally number 1 on ladder as Protoss, and that's Amelia. He likes to throw his first Zealot out in these positions against the Protoss, because he knows the Protoss actually wants to be linking up to kill the Zerg. So he kind of counters that by throwing that first Zealot. If you get, because that first Zealot arrives normally before the Protoss can block the ramp, and then that one Zealot just being super annoying on the probe lines can just slow everything down. And at the end of the day, these matchups are normally against the PvP is normally the most important, and Zerg being the supportive role. So if you can be ahead in that early game against PvP, then it gets you a lot more wins.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so we did up overpull from both sides. It looks like Kano, though, going to be getting a hatch on ramp after the fact. And interestingly enough, before the Overlords kissed at the 3 o'clock, Kano asked Fliz to send his probe down into the bottom right. I'm not sure exactly why, but they saw very quickly what the build order from Zzzero was as a result. Yeah,
that's it. The probe will arrive cross map, and even going to Protoss first, then over to Zerg, you'll still actually see him quicker than the Overlord will. And I guess kind of just wanted to know, like, am I against 9-pool basically? Because then I've got to think about that a little bit more. But no, it turns out to be the exact same builds.
Yeah, and let's see how the Protoss players want to develop from here on out, because Fliz is already mining gas, whereas GosuFear still on 2 gate without a gas, so a bit of a deviation from them now as well. Oh, a 3rd gateway, 3 gate Zealot. Fliz hasn't actually started mining that gas just yet. He's about to go onto it now.
Yeah, I would say the blue is definitely more optimized with this. Stopping at 15 probes is exactly what you want from an aggressive PZ game. You can go for more probes if you want to be on the passive side of things. So, it depends how much damage the 3-gate Zealot should do, but it should actually be doing the damage needed.
There's a Zealot advantage for GosuFear. It's going to be 5 versus 4, but 2 probes trying to help out, maybe. Can make the difference. Good target firing, though, on one of the Zealots. He's going to start breaking through, finding a hole already. kills one of the probes, finding great surface area on the Zealots of Flizzardo. Maybe Flizz in a little bit of trouble here, and he's not got 2 more Zealots popping. Just 1 more Zealot's about to pop, and another one has now been started because he was transitioning into that core. So big window for GosuFear to try and punish this.
Yeah, a bit of revenge here for a GosuFear. He let the Zealots in before, but this time he gets the Zealots in, so...
And that's a great catch on the Zealot of Flizz, surrounding it with the Zerglings coming from behind. Now all the Zealots are dead. Probes are in a lot of trouble. Even some Zerglings showing up finally from Kano, but is it going to be enough to make the difference? There's still 4 Zealots alive. They're pretty battered and bruised, but the probes have already fallen to quite a short number. Yeah, so even if they do clean this up, the damage is done.
Yeah, and he was targeting those probes as well, which I think is a great choice. You're just absolutely miles ahead now in your PvP. You were behind in tech, but now Protoss can't build anything, so actually you now have the massive advantage in tech too.
Yeah, it seems like Zzzero wants to capitalize, keep some Ling pressure, threatening the counterattack on Kano as well. There's not going to be any opportunities really for them to get compensation now. There is a Spire on the way.
Yeah, but Spire's just been finished here for Zzzero, so both of their teammates are ahead in tech, so yeah, it's going to be a tall order.
Not looking good.
Yeah, you don't want to be behind in tech and economy. And army.
It seems like Kano wants to try and challenge the ramp down here in the bottom right. Zzzero has quite a lot of Zerglings. There's slightly more Zerglings for Kano, but with ramp advantage, you can obviously trade out a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, good back and forth as well from Zzzero here. Getting good control of that ramp. So yeah, trades out really, really well.
Yeah, and the Mutalisk's going to be warding away any additional Zerglings coming in. Flizz trying to build back up, but only 4 Zealots to hold the ramp against 5 Zealot, 2 Goon. It's not going to be super optimal to hold on here. GosuFear might be able to break him. Looks like Kano's going to come over and try and help out with some mutas, but the Dragoons haven't suffered any damage as well, so they won't survive long term against me. Actually, nice idea here from Flizz, getting a good wraparound on those Zealots, so on the Dragoons from behind. It's going to make it even easier for these Mutalisks to have a field day in cleaning this up, so pretty good hold considering how bad their position is. They're doing an okay job at clawing their way back into the game. The problem is that Zzzero might still be able to outscale Kano, especially killing this Overlord does supply block Kano.
Yeah, fairly equal Mutalisk counts, but Red's Muta's way out of position now.
Well, it seems like Kano got a snipe on an Overlord as well, so Zzero's also blocked, but out of position with those mutas. Does mean he's going to be in a bit of a weird situation here. Does get a bit of chase micro, trying to use the Scourge to zone them out. Some Scourge show up for Zzzero, but they're out of position as well. The mutas finally arrive. Zzzero trying to do some patrol micro to get some damage on those while he still can, but the rest of the mutas show up for Kano. Suddenly a massive air advantage for Kano, chasing down all of the mutas of Zzzero, turning the tables in a big way. Oh my gosh, this is so much damage. He's just going to fly into the main base right now. Zzero's in a lot of trouble. They're trying to get value by counter-attacking Flizz right now. As long as Flizz holds on just a little bit and slows down how long it takes for GosuFear to actually kill him off, might be a winnable game for Kano. It's going to be super tough still, but at least there's a teeny tiny fighting chance now that he's got air superiority over Zzzero.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Zerg's kind of out of this game. I think he lost all the mutas, didn't he? But yeah, I just don't know if this is enough.
There's not enough. The mutas are too bruised, and there's just 1 or 2 too many Dragoons here. If this was like 2 less Dragoons and the mutas weren't bruised, you might be okay, but with the probes helping out. But yeah, in this situation, not a lot can be done to save Flizz, it seems, or punish GosuFear in the counterattack.
Yeah, and he's also got Canovas at home. Bit of foresight there, realizing he doesn't want to get countered while he's out.
Yeah, this is a better fight for Kano to take, though. This is actually winnable. He's got some Zerglings on the ground to help out as well. But with the cannons finishing up in the main base, he might just have to be relegated to trying to kill off the gateways or something. I guess he could overwhelm the cannons since they're spread apart, but I'm not sure he trades out super optimally. As long as he kills the Dragoons, he could back off now, shut down the pylon, powering 2 of those gateways. It's not terrible compensation. Flizz is hanging on by a thread to force more and more investment in killing him off. This might be enough time that Kano needs to mount a 1v2 comeback. If he really hinders the Protoss while Zzero's also getting back on his feet, this is a way of coming back in this game. But Zzzero stabilized with some spores, so he will not die. But yeah, unfortunately, Flizz not hanging on long enough to turn this around just yet. Looks like it's over because Kano got counterattacked and lost too many drones.
Yeah, an unfortunate one, really. So all about that break, and then everything kind of went spiraling since then.
Yeah, there was a small window of a potential comeback here, but it slipped through their fingers ever so slightly. I think is Flizz actually making a Nexus here at the natural third. He's not technically dead. Dragoon on way to scout that though, so okay. That's going to be a big tap out moment, unfortunately. GG is called, and this series is really back and forth like we thought it would be.
Yeah, we like to see it's all tied up now 2-2.
We're going into the game number 5 tiebreaker, game deciding situation. I don't actually know who's going to win, honestly. This is the most closest set of games we've had, and both teams playing pretty darn good.
Yep, I completely agree with that. I mean, the only saving grace is if whoever loses goes down into the loser brackets, so they won't be out.
One more final chance for the Grand Finals.
Okay, we're on Anaconda.
Let's get it. Big Python's bigger brother, Anaconda. Spawning in the top left as Protoss, GosuFear. And his teammate, cross map in the bottom right as Zerg, Mr. Bombastic himself, Zzzero. And they're going up against the tournament organizer in the top right as Protoss, Flizzardo. And his teammate also cross map in that bottom left, Kano on Zerg. How do you see instead?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about
Asking him some of the deep questions in the middle of the final match.
Exactly. It's like those windows on the Corsair are just too small. How are you going to see out, you know, when you're driving that thing around? It's a good question. I just don't know if it's the right time to be asking it.
He's asking, I think you meant feel.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
feel about sex? I think it's a funnier idea to just start asking him some deep questions about the units of the game. Like, how do they actually see out of those things? Please?
Please answer me. I can't get into my groove until I know.
Can't we talk about it after the game?
No.
We need to know now.
Well, I think we need some predictions in the chat here, because obviously it's a really close series. Need to know what you guys are thinking. We don't know.
Yeah, it's a really tough one to call. Seems like it is going to be the overpull from both sides yet again.
Yep, completely standard. So no build order advantage, so I like that, because then it's up to the players at this point.
Wait, did that probe get the... Okay.
Sure, I think he did. Just the drone was quite low. I think it would have been
I think he could have won the fight, but didn't want to risk another drone just quickly swinging up and then having to get chased down by the other original drone or whatever.
Yeah, that's
safer to chill.
Yeah, like when these situations happen, I think it's actually better for the Zerg, because you just got that probe so low now, and you want to be keeping this probe alive. You want to be watching, so to kind of bait out that 1v1 trade for so long, yeah, it's good for the Zerg.
Okay. 2 gate from both sides against the 2 overpulls, so about as standard as it gets thus far. Second hatchery though from Zzzero, whereas a quick lair from Kano for our first deviation.
Yep, so I guess Zzero's going to be looking for more lings, whereas Kano is just looking for the quicker muter, so...
Yeah.
As long as Flizz can recognise that they're the ones on the back foot, you know, because sometimes you overlook those things, because you think, you know, nothing's been traded and no one's ahead. but you got to recognise you're now the team that's the passive team. You're not the aggressive team.
Yeah, because you're playing for that more mid-game with the Muta Spike, whereas they're going to have way more map control, way more army to utilize early game. Fliz sending out Zealot already on the map. Now the other 2 Zealots also making their way downtown towards Zzzero here in the bottom right. Doesn't catch the probe scout just yet. It might. Okay, he does now kill it.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, GosuFear opting to be on the passive side of things.
Yeah, and he's teching into 2-gate goon. Is this a good option considering you're I don't know about how I feel about that, but maybe it'll work out.
Yeah, I mean, it's risky. 3 Zealot goon is risky, but you're the one who's going to be fighting the lair tech, so you do want earlier goons. You normally would see that.
Bit of a mistake from Fliz, allowing the Zerglings to slip through the gap, getting a better surface area to kill these Dragoons. Missed opportunity from Fliz and locking down that ramp. Definitely a mistake, unfortunately.
Yeah, a small hole.
Plenty of links for Kano, but with the safety sunk, they can't punish. It's a shame because they were actually in a okay spot. If the ramp was on lockdown, they traded better.
Yes, I was going to say the 5 Zealot goon is kind of the aggressive version, because normally it'd be 7 Zealot goon. So 3 Zealot is very risky, because as you saw, those 3 Zealots got broken. If that happens here, it takes too long to get these goons reinforcement, and you don't actually want goons against speedlings.
Right.
So
I think it'll pay off for them this time around, because Zzzero wasn't locked in, and now he can come out onto the map, and suddenly the game shifts a lot. Yeah, I think if Zzzero was locked into his base, this would be a little bit precarious, but now it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's one of those reasons why Zergs go for the ramp hatches, so that doesn't happen. You can break out with Sunkens, but he broke out anyway, so it turns out to be fine. Could be a lot of blue army.
Might be able to kill a drone or 2 here, but starting to run away once the mutas show up. With good micro, you can actually catch a lot of these Zerglings, but the Dragoons will save the day and put us on pressure. This Overlord might be dead as well, which would be pretty huge, actually. He needs to kind of challenge this and not let it happen. He's going to go for it now, but the Lings are back to support from Zzzero. Really doesn't want to lose this Overlord for free before he can get enough mutas to thwart this attack. Counter attack from Fliz in the bottom right, but not getting too much done there.
Yeah, a bit scared of
lock down the ramp.
Having no Sunkens here. Goons can range the hatcheries.
Goons are so good, man. Yeah, it's like they're like siege tanks if you utilize them well. Oh, diving in a little bit here. Lings on the drones, getting some good snipes. Sunken's gonna go down just as the other one's about to finish as well. There's not quite enough mutas to make this an efficient trade. There's enough Dragoons where they're gonna be okay against this. Sunken helping out by target firing the Dragoons. So maybe there's a chance of cleaning this up, but not good enough. Kano's in so much trouble right now. They're all super low on the mutas.
Yeah, this is coming from the gamble of just going for that 3 Zealot goon, because you don't want Zealots, you want goons. So yeah, I think that gamble paid off really well.
It's kind of insane, and I guess it would have gone better if Fliz had been able to successfully lock Zzzero into the main base with the initial 3 Zealots. This would have gone better.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, a bit of a counter attack. I mean, there are Dragoons in retreat back here. Maybe they can get some massive counter damage, but they need to do a lot to compensate for the fact that Kano is severely behind in this game. Dragoons of Fliz getting caught out of position by the retreating units and some of the Zerglings of Zzzero showing up, so I don't think they're going to get sufficient damage to close out this game as a result. If maybe they'd killed a lot more probes here, there's a chance that Fliz could come back in this game. Seems like there's enough probes evacuated for GosuFear to still be fine.
Yeah, well, it's only 9 probes, whereas Fliz has got absolutely plenty.
It's winnable, but it's a very thin margin.
Yeah, no tech, just going for, well, going for +1 Lings, that's a tech of sorts.
Yeah, this is a shame because I feel like just one or two less mistakes, and they'd be in a much better situation. Yeah, that's Kano eliminated. Two mutas now completely useless. And it's going to be a 2v1 situation. There is a massive probe lead for Fliz. He's actually got more workers than GosuFear and Zzzero combined, but it's going to be tough for him to find any damage on GosuFear from this point onwards with the Dragoons on the high ground, unfortunately. And the Lings will come in from behind and counterattack and clear all this up as well. So this is definitely a losing game for Fliz, almost no matter what he does.
Yep. A tough spot, a sort of situation, you know, maybe you should go for the expansion, but, you know, then that's going to take ages to get into play, and yeah, kind of a really tough spot for Fliz there. I mean, yeah, I guess the lack of blocking, that
was the major thing,
that was the major thing, and also the fact that GosuFear went for that.
He was so greedy with it and got away with it.
That's it, yeah, because if the tables were turned and actually broke this, I feel like, you know, Protoss had a good chance of dying. But other than that, if they held the ramp, then they, you know, Red Team had a much better chance as well. So I think those two things combined were just too much.
Exactly. The two worst things happened. You didn't lock Zzzero into his base, and the Protoss got away with being a bit crazy greedy, and then it just kind of coalesced into a spiral of that being out of control of the game.
Yeah, because you want to be attacking the greedy player if you recognise the one's being greedy. Whereas they were actually sort of attacking the safe player, the opposite. I don't know if you know of that strategic triangle. We've got aggression, greed, and safety, and each counter one another. So greed beats safety, safety beats aggression, and then aggression beats greed.
Aggression beats greed.
Yeah,
that's really unfortunate, man, because like it wasn't like they were going to win the game if they had done that, but if they just locked Zzzero into his base, at least it wouldn't be too terrible that GosuFear was being that greedy.
Yeah, that's it, because as we saw, you know, Kano was getting, you know, just popping those mutas. He was just about to get rolling with his tech, but that's exactly when he was attacked. And I just don't feel like, even if he had more Sunkens, I don't even know if he'd really be able to hold that on its own.
You kind of have to keep Zzzero locked in for longer to maintain map control in that situation, to slow down the timing of that.
Yeah, you absolutely do, and it's tough from Blizzard's point of view, because you're naturally going to be taking towards those goons, because you know the Protoss going to be against the goons, but when Zzero's opting for the Lings counter goons, you know, effectively so, especially in small numbers. So then
for sure.
That's it. So when you're fighting goons versus goons and Lings, then it just gets really tough. So.
Well, this is in a way, this was a good thing, because this has been very educational for both myself and I'm sure a lot of viewers as well. Because in this short period of casting 2v2 of you this tournament, I've learned so much.
Yeah, I think it's mainly down to how well the players have been doing, right? Because they've actually been doing very meta builds, and they've been doing them well. So when those small mistakes happen, we can learn from those small mistakes. But in games which is a pure chaos and everyone's making mistakes left and right, there's nothing to learn there.
Right. And that's a testament to how good the teams have been and the players have been in this tournament. We've seen some really stellar games, and I'm glad that the final, the winner bracket final, was this close. I'm glad it went to Game 5. I knew it would probably go back and forth, and it did. So I'm really happy with the result. It's a shame that Fliz couldn't take it all the way, but he played pretty good besides a few mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. And I think he was in incredibly technical territory in this game, I think. It's hard for even me to say what he should have done, but as you were erring towards, it was blocking this ramp. That's what his job is.
Yeah, that's the one thing that needed to be done well.
Yeah, so he needed to commit more, more to that, and think about just pumping more zealots, blocking that ramp, and getting a forge up instead of the tech. So then you don't get counterattacked by the goons. But you see what I mean? You're getting in technical territory. You're not just making zealots and goons anymore. So that's why it's well played, actually, to the blue team to test them on that, because for the blue team it's actually easier. You know, pump Lings, pump goons, nice and easy. But it forces your enemy now to not do something simple, and then yeah, that's how you can get games like this. It won't work all the time, but it definitely worked here.
For sure. And major congratulations to GosuFear and Zzzero. They've put on such a good show in the tournament, like a really stellar team, and very much deserving of going through after the winner bracket finals to that grand finals, waiting for the results from that lower bracket. Really impressed with how both of these teams have performed in the tournament.
Yeah, this is actually how I thought the tournament would go in terms of the worst players, right? Because Flizz and GosuFear are worse players, and you're going to get to this point where when you're getting towards the finals, you're going to say, well, these teams are kind of getting a bit imbalanced. Like GosuFear is playing really well, Flizz is playing really well. Why are they low tiered? It's because they're actually learning during this tournament and getting much better. And I think that's what people may not realise. They may have to sort of go back to the beginning of the tournaments, watch the qualifiers, and realise that these lower tier players are learning a hell of a lot from playing with these good allies, and they're obviously practicing as well, and that's what's elevating them to get towards the finals.
Yeah, the chemistry is kind of like doing a lot of the heavy lifting to get them through to later stages, but individually they're learning so much along the journey as well, and really stepping up their game. It's nice to see.
Yeah, that's it. Because I bet, in the earlier rounds, the better player is telling their ally what to build, and then that once they know that now, you don't need to keep telling them. Once they learn and get better. So yeah, an amazing series. So definitely a great end to the day.
Oh, really, really well played from both teams, and I'm really happy with the result. The first couple of games were a little one-sided in terms of result, but they weren't disappointing games. There were some super clutch games, like Zzzero on Iron Curtain. That was an amazing comeback. So while it was 3-0, it still were really, really fun games and really exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's like basically the best game of the tournament so far, performed by Zzzero.
Yeah, very well deserving.
Yeah, and said before as well, I'm pretty sure they get a second chance, this team, so not out of the woods for them.
Yeah, because they're going to be in the lower bracket, so it's not over yet.
Yep, I have no idea who they're against. I don't think we've really been following the loser brackets.
Well, we can't look at the brackets, right, as well, because
exactly. We don't want to get spoiled.
We'll just be spoiled.
That's it.
So it's hard to follow unless we're casting every single game.
Yeah, people pointing out in the chat, there's a lot of probes on Flizz's side, 27 on one base. But
he can't come out onto the map. Taking an expansion is a nightmare, and there's not much way of 1v2ing the situation, unfortunately. Yeah, and the Corsair tech is not going to help out against mass speedling on the ground, which is countering your goons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the pure goons that you don't want against Goon. Yeah, I mean, I know what Bonyth would make. Bonyth would be making Reavers. And that could pay off absolutely huge. Because, Blue Protoss moves out, you fly in with a shuttle, could be game winning.
Also DTs would have the map control to expand at least, and then Sair DT would maybe be able to punish the Zerg a lot, but with pure Goon, there's not a lot of avenue to turn this around.
Yeah, the good synergy with that DT tech that you mentioned, and your ally having the air superiority, is that you just park a DT on your ally's ramp, and now he's invulnerable forever. And the reason he's invulnerable forever is they can't get an Overlord because their Mutalisk will kill it.
Right.
And then you're forcing this guy to be making observers, which he definitely does not want to be doing.
He does not want it, and Zero's not getting Overlord speed for the longest time.
Yeah.
So you're completely stymied the other team by doing that.
That's it. And even with Overlord speed, how do you still get an Overlord over here when they've got a flock of 11 mutants just shutting it down?
Yeah, without air superiority, there's not much chance of it.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome.
Wow, good games all around. I'm happy with how today panned out.
Yeah, I think that was absolutely excellent.
Yeah. Right. Hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as we enjoyed casting.
Yeah, we loved it. Thanks.